This chat group administrator really takes things seriously. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 76, Understanding. Uzumaki Kushina was full of doubts, and then she asked, "Why do you want Minato to be the Jinchuriki? Can't I be the one?" Jiangnan smiled slightly. "Don't you want a second child? Do you want another Konohara or Ninetales invasion?" This is the troublesome thing about female Jinchuriki. Hearing that she was going to have a second child, Uzumaki Kushina immediately blushed and lowered her head. Namikaze Minato was also a little embarrassed, but it was obvious that neither of them meant to refuse. After Jiangnan noticed this, why did he feel that these two people were bullying single dogs? Okay, stop showing off here. Minato is a Hokage after all. There is nothing wrong with being a Jinchuriki container. Namikaze Minato had planned to become a Jinchuriki for a long time. He also knew the dangers faced by Jinchuriki. Akatsuki, Otsutsuki, the Ten Tails, the Divine Tree, basically all the crises in the future will revolve around the tailed beasts. After strengthening his determination to protect his family and the village, Namikaze Minato spoke. "I'm ready." Tsunade was confused. What the hell is going on? Jiangnan raised his right hand, and instantly red chakra began to emerge like bubbles. Nine-tailed fox? Tsunade couldn't help but take a step back and became alert. Go. Jiangnan's hand wrapped in red chakra clenched into a fist and hit Minato Namikaze's stomach directly. He sent the nine-tailed fox in. Ahem. Minato Namikaze only felt a sharp pain in his stomach, and then he felt something forcefully enter his body. It was very uncomfortable. Jiangnan smiled, not knowing whether it was intentional revenge on Minato Namikaze for feeding him too much dog food during this period. Red bubbles appeared on Minato Namikaze's body. Minato Namikaze immediately sat cross-legged and began to stabilize the chakra in his body. Minato Namikaze's own chakra mixed with the nine-tailed fox's chakra. This time it was not a seal. Instead, the nine-tailed fox entered Minato Namikaze's body on its own. It can come out at any time if it wants to. In the consciousness space, it was dark all around. The nine-tailed fox sat cross-legged on the ground, closed his eyes, and looked like he was going to sleep. Namikaze Minato smiled at the huge Ninetales in front of him. "Hello, Ninetales." Ninetales snorted and said, "I have an agreement with that human. I'm willing to let you become my Jinchuriki, but this does not mean that I agree with you. I will lend you some chakra, just as the rent for me to live in your body." The Ninetales' arrogant look made Namikaze Minato want to laugh. "Then please give me more advice, Ninetales." The Ninetales raised its eyelids and closed them again, as if it agreed with what Namikaze Minato said. There is still a long time to go, so Namikaze Minato is not in a hurry. Uzumaki Kushina sat on the bed and looked at Namikaze Minato with a worried look. "Is he okay like this?" Jiangnan said confidently, "Of course it's okay. After my gentle persuasion, the Ninetales has changed and no longer hates humans so much." While speaking, the red violent chakra on Namikaze Minato's body gradually disappeared. Then the golden chakra wrapped around his whole body. This is only the first stage of the Ninetales mode. Only part of the power of the Ninetales can be borrowed. Namikaze Minato opened his eyes and stood up. Then he looked at his body. Such abundant chakra. Tonight, it's over. The matter of Hokage is over. There will be a period of peace later. Obito came back from the underworld. After Lin's lesson, Obito deeply realized his mistakes and expressed his willingness to atone. Namikaze Minato was very moved when he knew it. Then he rearranged Obito's identity. As Hokage, Namikaze Minato can still do it. After that, there were a lot of political events, dealing with the Ninetales riot and the follow-up of the Konoha invasion. Jiangnan was not interested either. He had a lot of fun this time. In particular, he developed an infinite moon reading world where scripts can be written. "It's time to go back." Jiangnan said goodbye to Namikaze Minato and went back. In the chat group, Namikaze Minato, "Thank you very much for the help of the group leader. Without the help of the group leader, I might really not be able to defeat Black Zetsu, Obito, Danzo and others." Group leader Jiangnan, "You're welcome." Don't worry about what the group leader does. I've sent Black Zetsu, the biggest boss behind the scenes, to his mother. The ninja world should be better without this troublemaker, but there are still many crises. Namikaze Minato, I will try my best. I will protect my village and my family. Saitama, you are a hero if you protect your own world and your own family. Mingfei, I didn't expect the group leader to be such a good person. I doubted the group leader before. I deserve to die. Group leader Xiao Yan, praise as much as you can. I like to hear it. By the way, Mingfei, do you want my help in your world? That Herzog, I wanted to kill him when I watched Dragon Clan before. What an old villain. Mingfei, I'd better do it myself. At Tsujikoku Yoshiichi, group leader, you showed the ability to enter the underworld in the Pure Land of the Dead at will in the live broadcast before. I have a request. Mingfei, I remember that the real world of Demon Slayer seems to also have a world like the Pure Land of the Dead. At Tsujikoku Yoriichi, well, I want to see my wife and children again. Group leader Xiao Yan, okay, no problem. At Tsujikoku Yoriichi, thank you. Mingfei, the group leader is so nice. Being able to join the chat group is simply the happiest and most blessed thing that has ever happened to me in my life. Namikaze Minato, that's right. If there was no group leader, I might have died in the Ninetales invasion last night, just like in the original book. Group leader Xiao Yan, I would be embarrassed if you speak so highly of me. Mingfei, the group leader is mighty. The group leader is domineering. Group leader Xiao Yan, keep a low profile. Just let me go to your world and play more later. Mingfei, as the one with the lowest combat power in our chat group, when you encounter an enemy you can't beat, you must learn to shake people, and you don't have to sacrifice 1/4 of your life to make a deal. Group leader Xiao Yan, this group leader just happens to like soft persuasion and writing a little sadistic articles recently. If there are any enemies, just tell me. I promise that, no matter how stubborn the enemy is, I can make him obedient. Group leader Xiao Yan, smile. Asterisk backquote asterisk Mingfei, group leader, don't laugh, I'm scared. Group leader Xiao Yan, don't be afraid, I won't kill them. At most, I will deprive them of death before the fight. Mingfei, I'm even more scared. Group leader Xiao Yan, what are you afraid of? Depriving death means eternal life, which is what Orochimaru pursued all his life. Mingfei, but it will hurt. Sometimes death is also a kind of relief. Chapter 77, Make Up for Regrets. Group leader Xiao Yan applies to enter the world of Jigouchi. Demon Slayer world. A man is sitting in the dojo. Jigouchi. His eyes are neither happy nor sad. He has a long sword on his waist. Jigouchi is a person who is cold on the outside but warm on the inside, and is not good at expressing his emotions. But in front of the social maniac Xiao Yan, this coldness is the same as nothing. As soon as the space hole opened, Xiao Yan walked out. Long time no see, Mr. Uchi. Jigouchi nodded. Group leader, I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you doing recently? Xiao Yan smiled and hugged Jigouchi. Of course I am. I'm having a lot of fun in the Naruto world. Jigouchi continued. About what I said in the chat group before. Xiao Yan patted Jigouchi on the shoulder. Who is this group leader? This kind of trivial matter is simple. Leave it to this group leader. Jigouchi looked a little sad. He was about to see his wife and children again. He still clearly remembered what his wife looked like. Song. This is the name of Jigouchi's wife. Then let's go. Xiao Yan snapped his fingers lightly, and the two of them came to the underworld in an instant. This is the Pure Land of the Dead. The people who are missed most after death will meet here. Heaven and hell will be separated here. Jigouchi just came here and saw the person he had dreamed of. Song. The woman was holding the child, dressed rather simply, and her eyes, shining like obsidian, flickered. When Jigouchi really saw his wife and children again, he felt a little bitter. Are you okay? After not seeing each other for many years, the eyes of the two were full of longing. There must be a lot of words. Xiao Yan would not be a light bulb. Let them live in the world of two people. I will have fun in the underworld. I don't know if the scum boss Muzan is still there. I don't know if those ghosts are still there. I moved 3 suns from the 3-body galaxy. It can be said that all the ghosts were basically cleared. There are many ghosts wandering in the pure land of the dead. Ghosts who don't want to reincarnate are waiting here for their families to go with them. Souls with obsessions are waiting here for their obsessions to disappear. After that, it's heaven and hell. And the scum boss and most of his ghosts are undoubtedly going to hell. Maybe it's really the yearning that guides a person. Jiangnan really found the scum boss and his group of subordinates. There is no fighting here. But the ghost's fear of the scum boss is engraved in their hearts. At this time, a large group of ghosts were kneeling in front of the scum boss Muzan. A bunch of trash. Really a bunch of trash. I gave you blood and raised you for so long. Just let you find a blue spider flower. You can't find it. No matter how hard you try. Hundreds of years. Even if you are all pigs, you should have turned the whole country upside down. The scum boss Muzan roared crazily. The ghosts under his command all lowered their heads. 12 Gyayu knelt in the front. If you can find the blue Higan banner, I can overcome the sunlight, and you can overcome the sunlight, then we can all survive that day. You are a bunch of rubbish. How can I have such rubbish subordinates like you? The rest of the ghosts trembled. Everyone was going to hell soon. But they were still being pooed by the crazy boss Muzan. Until now, the rubbish boss still didn't know that the blue Higan banner can only bloom during the day, and it is extremely rare. It will become extinct in the future. Jiangnan likes to watch the show, especially when the rubbish boss exploits his employees. Lord Muzan, we have really searched everywhere we can, but we haven't seen the blue Higan banner. Does a blue Higan banner not exist? An upper rank ghost said cautiously. The rubbish boss was furious when he saw his employees questioning him. Shut up. Are you doubting me? It's obvious that you are all trash, incompetent. We originally had endless lives, but only those trash from the Demon Slayer Corps could kill me. Who else can kill me except Sujikoku Yoriichi? And you, a bunch of upper rank demons, keep saying how awesome you are, but in the end, you didn't kill a single member of the Demon Slayer Corps in that battle. You are trash. Trash. Many demons knelt on the ground, but not a single demon. At Sujikoku Yansheng, Kokushibo. Kokushibo was wearing a samurai uniform, with 6 eyes looking at the darkness in the distance. He might go to hell too. But before he goes to hell, he wants to apologize to someone. That is his younger brother Sujikoku Yoriichi. His obsession will keep him waiting here. After experiencing that battle, Kokushibo finally understood how much of a failure and incompetence he had in his life. Jealousy in his youth, killing his lord and teammates in his youth, degenerating into an ugly creature like a demon, and meeting his younger brother 60 years later. His younger brother was still willing to call him brother. Now that he thinks back gradually, he finds that it was really his fault. So before he finally went to hell, he hoped to wait for Tsugakashi Yoriichi. Then he said sorry to him. Maybe the sorry was a little late. He didn't ask for forgiveness. Jiangnan got a bucket of popcorn from somewhere and came to Kokushibo. Hey, what are you looking at, buddy? Kokushibo didn't know Jiangnan and just thought he was an ordinary ghost. Ghosts without obsessions will soon reincarnate. Seeing that Kokushibo didn't speak, Jiangnan showed a wicked smile. Are you missing your brother? Kokushibo's pupils shrank, and he turned his head to look at Jiangnan and said, who are you? You saw my brother, where is he? Before Kokushibo died, he saw the white-haired Tsugakashi Yoriichi. Even if the 80-year-old man was energetic, he would not live for long. So it is very likely that Tsugakashi Yoriichi was already dead at this time. Jiangnan's eyes turned at Tsugakashi Yoriichi. Kokushibo's calm heart finally fluctuated, but his eyes dimmed. Is he dead after all? Human lifespan limits his talent. If he can become a ghost, what am I thinking? Please tell me where my brother is. Kokushibo bowed slightly. He used to be so proud, but after death he found that all creatures are equal. Jiangnan raised his hand and pointed to the darkness in the distance. Missing will guide you to find the person you want to find, but at this time, Atsugakin Yoriichi is still reminiscing with his wife and children. Although you are his brother, I hope you can wait a moment. Kokushibo did not listen to the rest of the words, and walked directly in the direction of Tsugakin Yoriichi. He had a feeling that the person he was waiting for was just in front of him. Once missed, it would be really missed. Jiangnan helplessly relaxed his shoulders and followed behind. although he can break yin and yang and resurrect the dead. But it is better to do less of this kind of thing, because it is easy to disrupt the laws of the world and lead to the destruction of the world. Saving one person and destroying a world. That's really a show. Chapter 78, Brothers Meet Again. Tsukuni Yuchi said a lot of things. He told his wife all his stories. Jet touched Tsukuni Yuchi's cheek with heartache. You've worked hard these years. Tsukuni Yuchi held his wife's hand. Yeah. The atmosphere of love and affection enveloped the place. This is exactly why Jiangnan didn't stay here. Staying here is not just a light bulb. He will also be shown off and then forced to eat a bag of dog food. Just then, rapid footsteps came from the darkness. Kokushibo came here. Tsukuni Yuchi turned his head and opened his mouth to say the usual name. Brother. Kokushibo had thousands of words, but in the end they only converged into 3 words. I'm sorry. Tsukuni Yuchi was stunned for a moment. Kokushibo turned around and was about to leave. His mood was very complicated. He once wanted to protect his younger brother and lead him forward. But by coincidence, Tsukuni Yuchi showed an unparalleled talent when he picked up the wooden sword for the first time. This talent was something he could not catch up with, no matter how hard he tried. Then there was unparalleled jealousy. Jealous to the point of going crazy, even falling into hell and becoming an evil ghost. Brother, wait a minute. Jigo Yuchi called out to Kokushibo, who was about to leave. Kokushibo stopped. Jigo Yuchi continued to say, brother, you don't need to say sorry to me. I never think that brother is sorry to me. Kokushibo turned around. Jigo Yuchi's eyes were very calm, as if he was telling a fact. Kokushibo, why? Jigo Yuchi said with nostalgia. Because my brother has always been an excellent person and has always taken good care of me. Then he took out a flute from his pocket. Things in the world cannot enter the underworld. But under absolute power, rules must also surrender. Looking at the intact wooden flute wrapped in a red bag, Kokushibo was stunned. Brother. Hearing this familiar name again, Jigo Yuchi smiled. Jiangnan felt that it would be better for him, a light bulb, to leave. Returning to the world again, Jigo Yuchi, who had untied his knot, had a smile on his face. Thank you, group leader. You're welcome. Jigo Yuan didn't expect that he would be envied by his brother. If the two could be honest earlier and tell each other what they think, would there be a better result? But there is no if. Seeing that everything was resolved, Jiangnan said that it was time for him to go back. Then I'll go first, Yuan. A space channel appeared. Jiangnan walked straight in. Looking at Jiangnan's back as he left, Jigo Yuan took out a wooden flute from his arms. Brother, I will live well. In the chat group, Tsugumi Yoshiichi, thank you, group leader. Thank you very much for letting me see my wife, children, and brother again. Mingfei, this ability to transcend yin and yang, transcend life and death, is really amazing. When will I be able to have such an ability? Group leader Jiangnan, just wait until you reach the realm where you can ignore the rules of the world. Now you are just a little trash in the key training period. You don't even have the qualifications to be cannon fodder. Mingfei, I'm so sorry for being so stupid. Mingfei, without my brother, I'd really be just a loser. Saitama, it doesn't matter. I'll teach you how to become stronger. Mingfei, Saitama, do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day. Mingfei, group leader Jiangnan, in the world of One Punch Man, hard work and training are rewarded. Saitama opened the limiter through training and can become stronger without limit, and the speed of strengthening is extremely exaggerated. This is a kind of talent. Group leader Jiangnan, in the Hero Association, the S-Class hero Alloyed Blacklight has obtained a body as hard as steel through a lot of exercise and training, and there is also the Vest Sage. Mingfei, can I do it too? Group leader Jiangnan, sorry, the system is different. Mingfei, backquote. Group leader Jiangnan, but what are you afraid of? With me here, the full-egged lizards in your world are just a bunch of reptiles. Hold on to me, and I will take you to fly. Mingfei, I will definitely hold on to the group leader's thigh and become the group leader's most loyal lackey. If the group leader tells me to go east, I will never go west. If the group leader tells me to go south, I will never go north. Group leader Xiao Yan, hey. Your mean character leaves me speechless. Mingfei, it's not shameful to hold on to the thighs of the strong. Saitama, by the way, group leader, please come to my world. Last time I visited the group leader's house, the group leader was really nice. By the way, I should meet Genis soon. Group leader Xiao Yan, Genis is a good person. Although he is blinded by hatred, he is also an upright hero. After his hometown was destroyed, he has been looking for the person who destroyed his hometown. Saitama, yeah, I will help him. Group leader Xiao Yan, although I really want to go to your world, Saitama, but I have been skipping school for a while. It's time to go back to school to report. No matter what, I'm still a sophomore in high school. Mingfei, actually, group leader, you don't have to go to school. With your strength, you can dominate the world. Group leader Xiao Yan, I won't do such a boring thing. Mingfei, is the ultimate dream of the ambitious so boring in the group leader's view? Group leader Xiao Yan, it's so boring. What can you do by dominating the world? There is nothing but emptiness, loneliness, and coldness. I might as well enjoy my youthful life as a sophomore in high school happily now. Mingfei, is high school life good? Damn, why is my high school life so miserable? Group leader Xiao Yan, your youth, my youth, we are different. Mingfei, carrot. Namikaze Minato, yeah. We have to learn to enjoy life. After all, there are some things we can't change. Changing our mindset is the most important thing. Mingfei, damn, you are a winner in life. I heard that you are planning to have a second child. Namikaze Minato. Group leader Xiao Yan, Mingfei, do you want a wife? Mingfei. Group leader Xiao Yan, let me go over, I'll help you snatch the little monster away. Mingfei, it's illegal to snatch people away. Group leader Xiao Yan, what are you afraid of? If you don't say it, and I don't say it, who will know? As for my brother-in-law, send him directly to France, to sell Indian magic oil. Mingfei, Deg. Chapter 79, back to high school. The new day was bright and sunny. The sun was shining brightly. I had skipped classes for more than half a month, and I was still late for the next class. Xiao Yan stretched, and sat up from the bed. He picked up his phone, and checked the time. It's 9 o'clock. I seem to be late. Forget it, I'll skip class today. Just as he was about to lie down, and sleep for a while, Xiao Yan's phone rang. Jing jing. Looking at the number displayed on the phone screen, Xiao Yan smiled. As soon as he answered the phone, he heard Jing Jing's angry voice. Didn't you say you would come to school today? Where are you? Xiao Yan yawned and said sleepily. I slept too much, and I plan to skip class for another day. Anyway, I don't have to worry about the debt. Jing Jing was silent for a few seconds, and Xiao Yan only heard an angry voice coming from the phone. You bastard problem child, you have to come to me, even if you are late. Xiao Yan could only say helplessly, okay Jing Jing, no problem Jing Jing. Hang up the phone. Xiao Yan washed and dressed as usual, put on the school uniform, and prepared to go to school. When the school gate was closed, he climbed over the wall and went in. There is no embarrassment. There is no embarrassment. Arrived at his own class, knocked on the door, and opened it together. Teacher, I'm late. Jing Jing, who was in class, twitched her lips. Is it really okay to say that she is late in a righteous way? Go back to your seat first. Xiao Yan smiled widely. Okay Jing Jing, no problem Jing Jing. If it weren't for the class, Hiratsuka Jing would have used the iron fist that he loved. Sitting in his seat, Xiao Yan saw his desk mate Kato Hui. Long time no see hoo. Did you miss me? Kato Hui's expression did not change much, and her tone was still so light. During the time you skipped class, Hiratsuka teacher was very angry. You'd better be careful. Xiao Yan smiled widely. It's okay. Beating is love, and scolding is love. Kato Hui tilted her head, looking very cute. I feel that this time it may be more serious. Xiao Yan gave a thumbs up. No problem. At this moment, the first chalk head rushed over at a very fast speed. It hit Xiao Yan's forehead directly. Shizuka Hiratsuka stood on the podium and said with a fake smile, "You can't chat in class." Xiao Yan. Kato Megumi could only shake her head helplessly. Continue to listen to the class carefully. After Jiangnan left, her invisible attributes started again. She became a passerby in the class again, even in the service club. Kato Megumi's life returned to the calmness before. After the Iron Fist of Shizuka Hiratsuka, Jiangnan promised that he would, again in the future. Service club. The service club was a little quiet at this time. The original activity club of 5 people now only has 2 people left. Hikigaya Hachiman and Yukinoshita Yukino. Kato Megumi has a low sense of presence and is often ignored, so it's almost the same whether she comes or not. Yugahama Yui is due to some things, and she probably won't come to the service club again in the short term. Suddenly, the door of the service club was opened. Jiangnan stood at the door with a happy smile on his face. "Dear friends, did you miss me? I'm back," Yukinoshita Yukino said coldly with the book in her hand. "You're back. I thought you had forgotten to come back." Hikigaya Hachiman waved his hand as a greeting. "Where's Miss Tuanzi? Usually this guy's the most active. Why is she not here?" Hikigaya Hachiman fell into silence. Yukinoshita Yukino spoke lightly. It seems that she had a quarrel with Hikigaya. Hikigaya Hachiman also put down the book in his hand. The relationship between her and me doesn't seem to be good enough to quarrel. Yukinoshita Yukino, well, it should be a war. Jiangnan scratched his head and said, "Fighting? Miss Tuanzi is so gentle. Will she also quarrel? Okay, don't block the door." Hiratsuka Shizuka, who was standing behind, gently knocked Jiangnan's little head with her hand knife. Ouch. Jiangnan pretended to be in pain and rubbed his head. "Jing, you will become stupid if you hit others on the head casually. There's nothing wrong with you becoming a little stupid. You are so slick all day long now." Hiratsuka Shizuka walked into the service club, which was indeed a little deserted at this time. Kato Megumi followed Hiratsuka Shizuka and walked in. Then she found her favorite seat and sat down. She looked very gentle. Then Kato Megumi took out a light novel from her school bag. Love Metronome, written by Kasumi Shiko. Jiangnan also came over at this time. "This is written by a popular female writer." Kato Megumi nodded. "Well, it's well written. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't know that light novels are so interesting." Jiangnan moved her chair and sat over. Words record human emotions, and language records human imagination and stories. A good story can make people feel happy and immerse themselves in it to experience different lives, that is, to become the protagonist. Kato Megumi nodded. On the other side, Hiratsuka Shizuka said with a headache, "Anyway, can you educate these problem children? At least make them behave." Yukinoshita Yukino said that she was also very helpless. "Teacher, are you really okay to push this difficult task to me, a student?" Hiratsuka Shizuka thought of another member of the club. "What about Yugahama Yui? If she doesn't come to participate in the club activities, we can only deal with it as quitting." Yukinoshita Yukino, you need to ask Hikigaya about this question. Hikigaya Hachiman. Shizuka Hiratsuka sat down helplessly and looked at Hikigaya Hachiman. "Friends just apologize when they quarrel. I really don't understand you guys, a bunch of teenage kids. Anyway, you should find a way to get Yugahama back. After all, she is still a member of the service club now." Yukinoshita Yukino thought about it and then nodded. As the club leader of the service club, it is indeed up to her to care about her own club members. "I understand." Shizuka Hiratsuka nodded with satisfaction. "Then it's settled." Shizuka Hiratsuka left happily. Sure enough, it was the most correct thing to push the problem to others. Yukinoshita Yukino pondered for a while, thinking about how to solve the problem of Yugahama Yui. Jiangnan watched silently, thinking about the plot he had seen before. "I didn't expect so many things to happen after I left, but this matter is easy to solve. I believe Leobei can also lose face. After all, Leobei's skill is to expose himself and take on everything by himself. Do it when you think of it. Youth at this age only comes once. It's best not to leave any regrets. Everyone look at me. Everyone look at me." Jiangnan stood up suddenly. Everyone looked at Jiangnan. Jiangnan said with a smile, "By the way, do you remember what festival is in the next 2 days?" Yukinoshita Yukino thought for a while. Jiangnan spoke directly. "It's Tuanzi's birthday. As friends, shouldn't we prepare a birthday present?" Yukinoshita Yukino instantly thought of a way. "I understand, Jiangnan, you are better than I thought." There are so many troubles recently. Fortunately, I had enough drafts saved. The hard seats on the train were really hard. As soon as I came back, I started arranging blind dates. My cousin wanted a divorce. I heard that he had cheated on me, and he didn't answer the phone. I rode my little Mercedes, and took my family around, and started visiting relatives. Recently, I started playing games again. I got sick again when I played games, and didn't want to write. I haven't been back to my hometown for a year and a half. The house is a bit dirty. My sister also took away my 40-inch gaming computer, so I bought a new one. Chapter 80, Attack on Birthday. In fact, without Jiangnan's reminder, Yukino Yukino could have thought of this solution. Although she didn't admit it, Yukino Yukino had already recognized the members of her club and regarded them as friends. Gentle girls are popular everywhere. In fact, you have also discovered it. The information on Tuan's ML account is 0618. Of course, with your social autism, you will definitely not ask, but I will. Jiangnan was very proud. Kato Megumi applauded appropriately. Okay, we must seize the opportunity to pull Tuanzi back into the service club. Otherwise when I skip classes, the service club will not be lively and fun. We are students and we should enjoy our youth. If our youth is full of regrets, then we will be like Mingfei, the loser. Jiangnan said loudly, saying all his thoughts. It is difficult for anyone to say what he thinks so generously. Kato Megumi had a faint smile on her lips and thought to herself at the same time. Jiangnan is still so outstanding, shining like the Sunday. It has been a while since Yugahama Yui came to the club. Without Yugahama Yui, the club can be said to be much quieter. Kato Megumi has a good impression of gentle girls, but she can't think of a way to solve the current situation. Yukino Yukino nodded and said what she thought in her heart. That's right, but even if Yugahama really wants to quit the club, I want to celebrate her birthday and thank her for taking care of me all the time. Jiangnan smiled and came to Hikigaya Hachiman. Old date, no one was wrong about that thing back then. I know you have a lot of black history, but my vision is not wrong. Tuanzi is definitely a good girl, a gentle girl, so old date, be thick-skinned and tell me what you think in your heart. Don't really lose this friend, don't regret it when the time comes. Jiangnan patted Hikigaya Hachiman's back hard. Hikigaya Hachiman twitched the corner of his mouth. I'll try my best. Jiangnan continued to have a big smile on his face. Old date, you are a very good person. Although you often like to explode yourself and bear all the damage by yourself, I have to admit that you are really thick-skinned. Anyway, don't lose such a good friend. Hikigaya Hachiman nodded. Jiangnan turned his head and looked at everyone and said loudly, anyway, this is it. If you have time on the weekend, let's go to the mall together and pick gifts. As the saying goes, 3 cobblers are better than Zhujiang, and there must be a teacher among 3 people. The 4 of us will definitely pick out the right gift. Everyone thought about it. The birthday was imminent. Only on the weekend can we take the time to pick a suitable gift. It happened that on the weekend, everyone had nothing to do, so they all agreed. On the weekend, early in the morning, everyone gathered downstairs in the mall. Not in school, everyone wore their daily clothes. Jiangnan wore a sports suit. So did Hikigaya Hachiman. The 2 girls wore skirts. Yukino Yukino tied 2 pigtails. Jiangnan, oh, everyone is here. Yukino Yukino looked at the huge mall, lowered her head and thought, then said, such a big mall, where should we go? What's your plan? Hikigaya Hachiman looked at the map downstairs of the mall and pointed in a direction. Use the most effective method. I'll start exploring from this side. Yukino Yukino pointed to the other side. Then I'll go from this side. Jiangnan said doubtfully. It's indeed efficient to separate them separately, but if there are no other people's opinions as a reference, will the gifts I choose not be appropriate? Yukino Yukino thought about her own aesthetics and nodded. Well, that's right. Sometimes you need to listen to other people's opinions when choosing gifts. My values are indeed very different from those of ordinary female high school students. Jiangnan continued to speak. How about a group of 2, and use each other's opinions as a reference when you find a gift you like? This is indeed a good method, and Hikigaya Hachiman agreed. Then how about grouping? Jiangnan glanced at everyone and said leisurely, how about I team up with Huhu, and Yukinoshita team up with Leohachi. Hikigaya Hachiman and Yukinoshita Yukino looked at each other. Why do we need to team up with two people? Yukinoshita Yukino asked. Jiangnan was a little helpless. I'm afraid you'll lose Huhu while you're walking around. Her weak sense of presence can make that happen. Yukinoshita Yukino suddenly realized that Kato Megumi was missing. Where's Kato-san? Jiangnan, she just went to buy ice cream. Didn't you see her? Hikigaya Hachiman was a little embarrassed. I really didn't notice. Jiangnan clapped his hands. Then let's team up like this anyway. Listen to each other's opinions and buy gifts. After that, the four of us will meet and give each other suggestions. The gifts we choose should be the most suitable. At this time, Kato Megumi came over with 4 ice creams. Well, I saw that the ice cream over there is good, so I bought it and tried it. No one refused. Then the plan began to go shopping in the mall. Jiangnan and Kato Megumi walked in the commercial area on the first floor. There are a lot of clothes here, and people around are constantly choosing suitable clothes for themselves in the fitting area. Kato Megumi looked around carefully. I don't know Yugahama's figure. The women's clothing area should not be able to do it. Jiangnan said excitedly. Then let's go to the next floor. There are many couples walking around here. Jiangnan and Kato Megumi are not conspicuous at all. Take the elevator to the second floor. There are many places to buy snacks here. On the other side are jewelry and the like. Jiangnan pointed to the jewelry area. Let's go over there and take a look. Kato Megumi nodded. Okay. The two of them picked here and gave each other reasonable suggestions. Remember to find the right one, but don't buy it, because this is just the beginning. Maybe there will be more suitable gifts later. As time passed, more and more people came to the mall. It was even a little crowded at the back. If other people were not careful, they would probably lose Kato Megumi. Kato Megumi's ability is equivalent to invisibility once she enters the crowd. Jiangnan put his hand on his forehead and looked at the crowd in the distance. Oh my, it's a holiday. There are so many people. Don't get squeezed away. It will be hard to find it later. Kato Hui stood next to Jiangnan, and the distance between them was very close. Yeah. This floor seemed to be a place selling toys. There were shop assistants wearing doll clothes at the door of many toy stores. Children were running around here crazily, or gathered next to the doll clerks. Look, there are balloons there. I don't know which child shouted loudly. The children around rushed to the doll clerk holding the balloon. Maybe they ran too fast, and several children accidentally bumped into Kato Hui when they passed by her. Kato Hui lost her balance and fell backwards. Jiangnan was quick-witted and pulled the child and Kato Hui together. When Kato Hui stood firm, Jiangnan slowly let go of his hand. Then he squatted down and touched the child's head. Don't run so fast. Be careful not to bump into others. The little boy nodded, a little embarrassed. Jiangnan, okay, go play. Remember to pay more attention to the road next time. Thank you, big brother. The little boy immediately showed a happy smile on his face and followed the children to the place where the balloons were distributed. It was better when I was a child, carefree. Jiangnan felt nostalgic. Chapter 81, Gift. There are more and more people around. In order to avoid the previous situation, Jiangnan took Kato Hui's hand. Kato Hui did not refuse. From the look on her face, she did not seem to think there was anything wrong. Jiangnan was the same. He held Kato Hui just because he did not want any accidents to happen when there were many people. Jiangnan is not very interested in love now because of lifespan. The theory of lifespan is a very scary thing. Jiangnan does not want to think about this kind of thing, but the difference in lifespan will eventually appear under the witness of time. Human lifespan and spirit are too short after all. Even if the body is eternal, the spirit and soul will fall with the eternity of the body. Jiangnan does not want such a thing to happen in this ordinary world without any extraordinary. He does not want his good friend to pollute his soul because of such a thing. After a walk around, Jiangnan fell in love with a mug. The pattern on the mug is a puppy, which is very cute. Thinking of the pet at Yugahama Yui's house, Jiangnan decided to buy this mug. Kato Hui chose a bracelet. She is good at observation and found that Yugahama Yui likes to wear bracelets. Hikigaya Hachiman and Yukinoshita Yukino also chose their gifts. Hikigaya Hachiman remembered how he got into a car accident. The dog of Yugahama Yui broke free from its collar and rushed to the road when the light was red. Hikigaya Hachiman got into a car accident to save the dog. All the mistakes were because of the dog's collar. Hikigaya Hachiman was going to buy a better collar for it. Yukinoshita Yukino picked a pink apron. After choosing the gifts, Jiangnan called Hikigaya Hachiman. The phone was connected after just 2 rings. Hey, Leo Bay, have you finished choosing the gifts? Just finished. What about you? Hikigaya Hachiman said. Jiangnan looked at the packaging bag in his hand. We have also chosen. Where are you now? We will go to find you. Hikigaya Hachiman took a look and reported the current location on the floor. Jiangnan, got it. After hanging up the phone, Jiangnan looked in one direction, and at this time he was still holding Kato Megumi. Let's go. Kato Megumi nodded. On the other side, Yukinoshita Yukino didn't expect to meet her sister. Yukinoshita Hiruno, a sister who is very good in all aspects. Yukinoshita Yukino has always been looking up to her sister, and even imitated her sister without a goal. Yukinoshita Hiruno greeted the two of them enthusiastically. That enthusiasm made Hikigaya Hachiman a little overwhelmed. In the end, it was Yukinoshita Yukino who spoke up before leaving. A socially autistic maniac like Hikigaya Hachiman is really afraid of being treated so enthusiastically by the opposite sex. Looking at the back of Yukinoshita Hiruno leaving, Hikigaya Hachiman couldn't help but sigh. Your sister is really a very powerful person. Among the people I have met, I guess only Jiangnan can compare with her. The only difference between her and Jiangnan is that Jiangnan is a problem child and doesn't disguise himself at all, while your sister is perfect, so perfect that it seems a little unreal to me. Yukinoshita Yukino spoke lightly. Perfect? Everyone who has seen my sister says so, but you are right. Maybe only Jiangnan can compare to my sister in some aspects. Deliberately pursuing the goal of perfection, but forgetting himself. Hikigaya Hachiman glanced at Yukinoshita Yukino. Even though you say that, you are not bad. Are you also praising yourself? Yukinoshita Yukino had a cold expression. She seemed to be thinking about something, and at this moment, a dog barked in the distance. When Jiangnan and Kato Megumi found Yukinoshita Yukino and Hikigaya Hachiman, Yugahama Yui was also there. For some reason, the atmosphere at the scene was a little awkward. Yugahama Yui looked at the 4 people in pairs and showed an awkward smile. Why didn't I expect it? Why didn't I see it? I'm so good at observing words and expressions. Why didn't I notice it? Obviously Yugahama Yui misunderstood something. But birthday gifts need surprises. Obviously, everyone shouldn't say it at this time. This is a bit embarrassing. This awkward atmosphere needs someone to break it. Jiangnan spoke directly, with a surprised tone. Oh, my god, my Virgin Mary. I actually met my friend whom I haven't seen for a long time here. Ah. It's a miracle that Tuanzi can meet you here. Hikigaya Hachiman wondered what was wrong with this deadly foreign accent. Yugahama Yui chuckled twice, and the awkward atmosphere disappeared instantly. Long time no see, Jiangnan. You are still so interesting. Jiangnan put his hand on his chest and made a solemn look. Oh, my god, it must be God who heard my prayers, so that I could meet you by such a coincidence. I wonder if I can have the honor to help you. Yugahama Yui shook her head. Although she broke the awkward atmosphere, Yugahama Yui still planned to leave. Jiangnan continued to speak. Oh, what's the matter with your sad expression? Did some blind bastard bully you? My Jehovah. Tell me, I promised to kick his ass hard. No, no. Yugahama Yui waved her hand quickly, but a trace of sadness flashed in her eyes. Then I wonder if I can have the honor to invite you to the club on Monday. Although it is a small abode, it is a safe haven. The bustle of the past is gone, and I'm very sad. Jiangnan decisively changed his tone. Hikigaya Hachiman was surprised. He was really ashamed of himself for being able to switch tones freely and being so shameless. Yukinoshita Yukino also stood up from her chair and spoke. I have something to say to you about what happened between us. Can Yui come to the activity room on Monday? Yugahama Yui wanted to refuse, but seeing the serious eyes of Yukinoshita Yukino and Jiangnan, she nodded, and then left sadly holding her dog. After leaving, Jiangnan touched his chin with a look of I see through everything. Why do I feel like there is a big misunderstanding here? Then he looked at Ikegeya Hachiman. Don't mess up what happened on Monday. You know, the cracks in the relationship between friends all start from misunderstandings. In some believable stories that like to abuse the protagonist, the male and female protagonists all start with a small misunderstanding, and in the end the misunderstanding becomes deeper and deeper, and then they start to fight to the death. Ikegeya Hachiman rolled his dead fish eyes helplessly. That kind of thing will never happen in real life. Jiangnan, no, 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 they say that art is higher than life, but it also comes from life. A small misunderstanding can really ruin a good friendship. Anyway, you have to work harder on Monday, Hachiman. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 82, Reconciliation. Monday, after class, Yugahama Yui stood at the door of the service club hesitantly. Why doesn't Tuanzi-san go in? Jiangnan came to the door and said. Yugahama Yui was startled. That. Jiangnan opened the door. Anyway, go in. Everyone is waiting. At dusk, the atmosphere in the service club seemed a little tense. Yugahama Yui's expression changed to a smile as soon as she entered. Yo. Hello. Yukinoshita Yukino raised her head slightly. Hello. Come in. Yugahama Yui sat on the chair she usually sat. At this time, all 5 people in the service club were present. Yugahama-san. Hearing Yukinoshita Yukino calling her, Yugahama Yui immediately became nervous again. Ah. You want to talk about Yukino and Zaoki, right? Although it's very unexpected, I will still send my blessings, as well as Kato and Jiangnan. Jiangnan shook his head helplessly. Can't high school students have a clean mind? Dating is not as fun as making trouble. Women will only affect my mentality to make trouble. Kato Megumi was still so calm, just took out the gift she had prepared. Yugahama-san, you misunderstood. Yukinoshita Yukino didn't quite understand what Yugahama Yui meant. After all, Yukinoshita Yukino's worldview was far different from that of ordinary girls, and as for love, it was even worse. Celebrate. Have you already known about this? I'm very grateful for your care for me before, so I hope. Yukinoshita Yukino was referring to the gifts given to Yugahama Yui by the service club to celebrate her birthday. Yugahama Yui thought it was a relationship between 2 couples. Don't thank me. I didn't do anything to be thanked for. Jiangnan felt that, if the misunderstanding continued, it would never end. You know, the story of the abused main B article starts with misunderstanding. Tanko-san, look here. Yugahama Yui turned her head. Jiangnan stood up from the chair and took out a wrapped gift from her school bag with a label on it, saying it was fragile. Tanko, this is your gift. Yugahama Yui was stunned. For me? Jiangnan nodded and then said to everyone. Everyone, don't hide it. Take out the gifts we carefully selected that day. Yukinoshita Yukino took out a wrapped pink apron. Kato Megumi handed over a wrapped bracelet gift. Ikegeya Hachiman also took out his own gift. For a moment, Yugahama Yui didn't know what to say, whether to be touched or grateful. Jiangnan smiled and showed a smug look. Are you so touched? You know, these gifts were carefully selected by a few of us, but we didn't expect to meet you that day, and we almost got exposed. Yukinoshita Yukino also handed over her own gift. After receiving the gift, Yugahama Yui suddenly understood something, and said in surprise, Yukino, aren't you and Zaoki dating? Yukinoshita Yukino had a question mark on her face. Ikegeya Hachiman had a dead fish eye. Yugahama, did you misunderstand something? Yukinoshita Yukino said very seriously. Do you think my taste is so bad? After a while of explanation, Yugahama Yui laughed. Sorry, I misunderstood. Jiangnan patted Ikegeya Hachiman on the back at this time. Hurry up. Don't forget. Ikegeya Hachiman stood up and felt a little embarrassed. Yugahama, don't take what I said to you before to heart. What about the fact that I saved your dog? Can we write off the past? I didn't mean to help a specific person, so you don't have to thank a specific person. Yugahama Yui looked at Akige Hachiman's serious expression, which was an expression she had never seen before. I seem to have complicated things again. It's obviously a very simple thing. Yukinoshita Yukino looked out the window. One of you is the rescued, and the other is a rescuer, so you don't need to feel guilty towards each other. Everything is the fault of the perpetrator, so there is no need to argue from the beginning. Jiangnan sighed. The relationship between the three is a bit complicated. Yukinoshita Yukino continued. In short, Yugahama Yui, you are not wrong, and there is no need to worry about anything. Continue to come to the club. Yugahama Yui finally nodded, then looked at everyone and said, then can I open the gift now? Everyone nodded. Exquisite mug, pink apron, bracelet, necklace. Although it is not a precious item, it contains the thoughts of friends. The cracks in friendship have been repaired. But there are signs of new cracks. The perpetrator mentioned by Yukinoshita Yukino is herself. My youth high school story is indeed problematic. Jiangnan shook his head helplessly. After that, Yukinoshita Yukino will report to the teacher that Yugahama Yui has reparticipated in club activities. Yugahama Yui followed. It's a new day again. Jiangnan left the teacher's office as usual. Jingjing is still so cute today. The voice of Shizuka Hiratsuka in a rage came from the office. Damn problem child. Two people also came out of the office on the other side. But compared to the happy Jiangnan, the two people were more depressed. These two people were Togashi Yuta and Takanashi Rika. Yuta, what should I do? The club is going to be disbanded. What should I do? Togashi Yuta said, who are you blaming? Math only has 2 points, but you still have to brag that you are so good. In the end, you were tricked by the teacher. Wow. Who did I think it was? It turned out to be the Black Flame Envoy and the Evil King's true eye. Your lost look tells me that you have been defeated by the hands of the gods. How about it? Now you know how terrifying the gods are. That familiar voice. Togashi Yuta turned around and saw that it was the famous problem child in the school's second year of high school. I had met them once before. Takanashi Rika immediately said, unconvinced. The power of the Evil King's true eye is endless. Even gods can't stop me. Jiangnan smiled slightly, his face full of madness. Courage and confidence are the keys to open the door to victory, but without sufficient strength, even if you have the key, you can't push the door open. God is not something you can resist now. Togashi Yuta shook his head helplessly. Rika is seriously biased in her subjects, and Zyoki is very treacherous. If Rika fails this time, the newly established club will be disbanded. Takanashi Rika covered her eyes with one hand and posed in a handsome pose. It's just math. In front of my Evil King's true eye, all secrets are exposed. I look forward to your victory, Evil King's true eye. Jiangnan's tone was still very second year. Chapter 83, The Attack of the Secondary School Girl. Jiangnan seemed to have had enough fun and returned to his normal appearance. It's fun. Why don't you invite me to the club to play? Togashi Yuta was slightly stunned. Want to go to our club? Jiangnan nodded and said very affirmatively. Yes. Far Eastern Magic Daytime Nap Club. At the door, Jiangnan looked around. I remember that this seemed to be a utility room before. There were never many people here. I didn't expect it to become your club activity room. Togashi Yuta said helplessly. Zyoki asked us to help clean up. I didn't expect it to become our new club. Open the door of the club activity room. The activity room was very lively. Morning. Togashi Yuta greeted. At this time in the activity, Tamasani was guarding against Nobutani Morika. Nobutani Morika was teaching May 7th Fennel, who only knew how to sleep. Tamasani jumped up happily when she saw Takanashi Rika coming. Master, what happened in the office, and who is the person behind you? At this time, everyone also noticed Jiangnan standing behind Togashi Yuta. Jiangnan is still very handsome when he is normal, with a delicate face, tall figure, and a faint smile on his face. If he doesn't show his problem child side, he is definitely a normal little handsome boy. Hello. Jiangnan greeted everyone. Nobutani Morika didn't expect that a normal person would come here. Hello. After tidying up her appearance, she smiled slightly like a lady. Hello. Yawn. May 7th Fennel hugged the pillow and spoke in a dreamlike state. Jiangnan looked at everyone and opened his mouth, wanting to do something amazing, but he still held back. Aren't you going to invite me in? I'm here to visit the club. Taomori-sani laughed and said very proudly. It seems that you are also attracted to our club. I just happened to pass by and found it interesting. After all, I like interesting things. Jiangnan entered the Far East Magic Daytime Nap Club. In this small club, besides some sundries, there are only a few tables and chairs. A huge 5-pointed star magic circle is laid on the ground. It is indeed a very interesting place. Nobutani Morika felt that Jiangnan looked very familiar, but she couldn't remember who he was. Takanashi Rika stood in the center of the magic circle. With my evil king true eye, we can deal with any crisis. Taoma-san's eyes lit up, and she clapped her hands. You are worthy of being a master. Nobutani Morika looked at the two people who were acting like Chuni again, and asked Togashi Yuta. What happened? Togashi Yuta told him what happened in the office. If Takanashi Rika fails in math in the next final exam, the club will be disbanded. Nobutani Morika joined in order to eliminate her past black history. So she didn't feel much about the news of the disbandment of this Chuni club. By the way, this senior looks familiar, but I can't remember who he is. Togashi Yuta reminded her. He is the one who always tops the list in the second year of high school. Nobutani Morika suddenly remembered. He is not. Haha. I didn't expect that he was discovered. Jiangnan heard the conversation between Nobutani Morika and Togashi Yuta and showed a domineering smile. Looking at the domineering smile, Nobutani Morika's heart suddenly beat wildly, as if he saw another Chunibyo. No way. Togashi Yuta nodded. Far East Magic Daytime Sleeping Association. Your fate is already confusing. Formal introduction. I'm the Heavenly Deo Immortal, Jiangnan. Nobutani Morika covered her face. Sure enough, Chunibyo will attract each other. Are you an enemy? Taoma-sani instantly took a fighting posture. Taoma, Jiangnan is not an enemy. He is here to help us. Takanashi Rika said in a very serious tone. Jiangnan raised a wicked smile. The gods have already set their sights on you. Your base is very interesting. You have the ability to survive here, but there will be no shortage of trials from the gods. I'm looking forward to your performance. Taoma-sani crossed her arms. It's just a mere god. No one can stop my master. Takanashi Rika also crossed her arms. That's right. No one can stop the evil king's true eyes. Jiangnan gently covered his cheeks with his hands, his eyes full of madness. Very good. I hope you can keep it up. Slowly putting his hands down, Jiangnan returned to his normal appearance. What an interesting club. Although it's a bit second year, it's also a kind of youth. This quick mode switching method shocked Nobutani Morika. Why are you shocked? Jiangnan had a gentle smile on his face, unlike the madness before. Nobutani Morika could only smile reluctantly. A little bit. Jiangnan continued to speak. Because for me, youth is also a part of life. I hope that this part of youth will not leave any regrets. Moreover, I like to make friends. My friends always have some special attributes. In order to match the brainwaves with these special friends, I'll learn to understand them and know them. Nobutani Morika nodded in confusion. Chunibyo does not mean bad people, but they are often misunderstood. I think this is also the reason why you are reluctant to mention it. After graduating from Chunibyo, people will grow up after all. Takanashi Rika is undoubtedly happy because she met someone who can understand her at this time of Chunibyo. In short, I hope your friendship can continue. By the way, everyone, become my friends. As a senior, I'm very good in all aspects. Jiangnan showed a standard smile, looking very sunny and cheerful. May 7th Fennel lay on the pillow and raised her hand. Then please give me more advice. More friends, more roads. Nobutani Morika showed an elegant, but not rude smile. Then please give me more guidance in the future senior. Rika, Takanashi and Sani Taoma posed handsomely together. We recognize you, Jiangnan senpai. Togashi Yuta's face was full of helplessness. Then please give me more guidance in the future, Jiangnan senpai. Jiangnan nodded. By the way, how are you going to get through this time? Got teacher's test. I just heard it. Math only lost 2 points. This is really a very serious imbalance. Rakota Kanashi remembered the business and started studying. But while studying, she began to draw magic circles on the test paper. After Jiangnan looked at the club, he said hello to everyone and left. Anyway, we are in the same school. There will always be a time to meet again. Chuanabaya will graduate eventually. I will just write these few pictures to pass the daily routine. Chapter 84. The bad guy wants a future. Simple daily life gradually passed by. Jiangnan usually liked to hang out in the chat group when he had nothing to do. On this day, Mingfei seemed to know that his younger brother was coming. So he took action. He wanted to completely disrupt his life. He should be the one to decide his own stage play. In the chat group, Mingfei, I've had a very bad feeling lately. Group leader Jiangnan, is your mother going to have a second child? Mingfei, equals, vertical bar vertical bar vertical bar. Group leader Jiangnan, or a younger brother? Mingfei. Group leader Jiangnan, still want to steal your family property? Mingfei, I'm not asking you, group leader. I'm about to build my foundation. After building my foundation, the spiritual energy in my body will liquefy, my Danshan and sea of consciousness will be completely opened up, and my 7 meridians and 8 vessels will be completely opened up. Once I reach the foundation building stage, I will completely break away from the level of mortals. I can refine magic weapons, fly, and destroy a building and a small hill by myself. Group leader Jiangnan, you're still not gorgeous enough. Look at the foundation building stage, an immortal cultivator's journey to immortality. The various spells are dazzling, and the various formations are destructive. If you didn't tell me, I would have thought it was a Mahayana master. Group leader Jiangnan uploaded the fighting footage of the foundation building stage, an immortal cultivator's journey to immortality. Mingfei, sorry, my foundation building is so weak, I'm really sorry. Group leader Jiangnan, this is already very good. You know, Dowdy needs to ride a horse. When the time comes, you can ride a horse too. A mere Dowdy will be no problem. Mingfei. Namikaze Minato. Recently, after Mingfei learned the technique of multiple shadow clones, he left the shadow clones in the original world. The main body has been following Orochimaru to learn and do research on the immortal cultivation system. It seems that he has really researched something. Orochimaru is a genius in the field of scientific research, and he is also a good teacher to his disciples. Mingfei, he's just a little perverted. Orochimaru taught me a lot of combat experience and combat experience. Following the training route revised by Orochimaru for me, it almost saved me most of my training time. It would take me a long time to practice before I could reach the threshold of foundation building. Mingfei, as a result, in just 10 days, I reached the 10th level from the 3rd level of key training. Group leader Jiangnan, Orochimaru is indeed a genius. Mingfei, well, Orochimaru has given me a lot of help in knowledge and research. Group leader Jiangnan, then why don't you continue to build your foundation? Mingfei, because I have a feeling that once I build my foundation, the monster in my body will wake up, and my brother will come to deal with me. Mingfei, I'm not ready yet. Group leader Jiangnan. Mingfei, group leader, help me. I can't resist now. Saitama, dragon. I'll go too. The Dragon King must be very strong. Mingfei, no matter how strong he is, he can't withstand a punch from you. The Dragon King can only destroy a city when he activates the world-destroying word spirit. His combat power is just like a dragon-level monster in your world. I guess those Dragon Kings can't take a light punch from you. Group leader Jiangnan, yes. The world civilization of the Dragon Clan does not have the ability to leave the earth. After all, it is still a level 0.7 civilization. Even if there are dragons, they are just scum in front of nuclear bombs. Saitama, I really still want to fight with you. Group leader Jiangnan, there must be a chance. I also want to see how strong a person will be when he breaks the limiter and can increase his strength without limit. Is there really no upper limit? Mingfei, boss, aren't we here to discuss how to save me? Group leader Jiangnan, there's no way. You are the weakest in our group. topics about you are often easily ignored. Mingfei, I'm sorry that I'm so weak. Group leader Xiao Yan, it's okay. I just happened to go over there to play. Don't worry, I guarantee with my personality that I will never destroy the world. I will never blow up the entire earth because of anger, and I will never destroy a civilization or a race. Mingfei, group leader, please stop talking, I'm scared. Group leader Xiao Yan, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Even if I destroy the world, I can pull you out of the destroyed timeline again. Saitama, although I don't understand, I think it's amazing. Tsujikoku Yoriichi, do you need my help? Mingfei, teacher Yoriichi, although you are a master of martial arts and swordsmanship, the Dragon King is not an ordinary creature after all. The human body is still too weak. Group leader Xiao Yan, so you don't plan to be a human anymore? Mingfei, that's right, being a human has its limits. I don't want to be a human anymore. I want to be a dragon. Saitama, it's good to be a human, just like me, a hero. Mingfei, boss, humans are different. You have gone beyond the scope of normal humans. I guess the gods in your world are not your opponents. Tsujikoku Yoriichi, then I wish you good luck. Mingfei, teacher Yuan, I'm not really afraid, I'm just worried that the person I shake hands with is too strong, and if I'm not careful, the whole world will be ruined. Jigo Yuan, don't worry, the group leader is a good person. Group leader Xiao Yan, as expected of Mr. Yuan, he understands me. Okay, Mingfei, open your door and let me in. I can't wait. Group leader Xiao Yan, *****. Mingfei, asterisk. Mingfei, group leader, you must be more cautious. My world is just a small planet, and human civilization is relatively weak. You must not get excited about 4 or 5 suns. Group leader Xiao Yan, what are you thinking about? What's so fun about the sun? I'll use my space ability to move a black hole for you. Mingfei, group leader, please show mercy. Group leader Xiao Yan, okay, just kidding. You want a wife or not? Or let's go to Tokyo to have some fun, snatch beauties, kill villains, and you'll be the boss in Tokyo from now on. Mingfei, group leader, you are too fierce. Group leader Xiao Yan, come on, I'm so awesome, why should I restrain myself? Do you know my motherland? I'm now a Chinese of the ancestors. Mingfei, group leader, you can talk nonsense, but I'm a promising young man of the country with normal values, a model student, and I can't do anything illegal. Group leader Xiao Yan, if you don't say it, and I don't say it, everyone who sees it will die. Who will know? Mingfei, that makes sense. Group leader Xiao Yan, open the door, open the door. I used to be angry when I saw the Dragon Clan, and now I can finally kill all those pitfalls. Group leader Xiao Yan enters Mingfei's world. Chapter 85, Dragon Clan. The wind blew gently, it was a hot summer. Mingfei sighed. The future was so confusing. The avatar on questions was lighting up. It was his good friend, Old Tang. It was also Norton, the bronze and fire dragon king who had forgotten his memory, if possible. Mingfei did not want to draw his sword against his good friend. This was the only friend he had opened his heart to in the past 10 years of his life. As for who he would meet in the future, in the end, it was just a novel. Without personal experience, it was just the future. And the future had already changed. Who knows what the future will be like now, especially since his group leader is coming soon. I hope the group leader can show mercy. Mingfei thought in his heart. At the same time, he mourned for his enemy. A black space hole appeared. Xiao Yan, wearing casual clothes, walked out from it. There was a happy smile on his handsome face. This is the world of the Dragon Clan. Mingfei, the group leader is here. Mingfei looked at the boy in front of him who was about the same age as him. If I have the strength of the other party, then my stupid Oyu Dao Dao will have to accept the education of my love. Group leader, calm down, calm down. You are here to help, not to destroy the world. Xiao Yan patted Mingfei's shoulder excitedly. Don't worry, I know my limits. Mingfei's mouth twitched a little. Xiao Yan said lightly, come on, let's kill all the little bugs around first. They watch you all day and night, and I guess they even know what color your pants are. Mingfei, looming for his fate has long been determined, and the weak cannot escape the fate planned for him by others. Even if Looming Fei found those who were monitoring him, he could not resist, because the forces behind them were beyond Looming Fei's control. Jiang Nan patted Looming Fei's shoulder again. Don't worry, with this group leader here, if you want to unify the world and dominate the world, this group leader will help you achieve it. Looming Fei burst into tears instantly. Group leader, please stop it. I just want to live freely. I want my life to be better, without a bunch of people trying to trick me, plotting against me, and writing me little abusive stories. Jiang Nan waved his hand. It's not domineering enough, but the bugs around should be cleaned up a little. If there are such things around me, I will probably uproot them. I also recommend you to take a good look at how to become a qualified old 6. Looming Fei tilted his head. Jiang Nan continued to speak. It introduces various villain routines and what to do after killing the enemy. For example, if you beat the younger one and the older one comes, you should kill the whole family in one breath, so that you can be safe. Looming Fei was shocked and couldn't help but take 2 steps back. Group leader, this is too cruel. Jiang Nan's expression suddenly changed, and he changed to a joking tone. Okay, I'm kidding. But judging from your appearance, you are indeed about to meet your stupid Oyu Dao Dao. I feel that with your experience, you probably can't beat him. Looming Fei sighed helplessly. That's why I want you to help me, group leader. I'm about to graduate from high school, and the plot is about to begin. Old Tang is one of my few friends, and I don't want to kill him. Jiang Nan patted his chest and said, don't worry, I'm here. I can blow a full-egged lizard that can breathe fire to death in one breath. Looming Fei looked sad. Group leader, you make me look useless. This is Looming Fei's room, where he lives with his younger brother Loomings. It's the plump fat man, not the little devil. At this time, the plump fat man has gone to piano lessons. Looming Fei is playing on the computer alone at home. Although the foundation building stage of cultivation does not need to experience thunder tribulation, the breakthrough fluctuations caused will also destroy the surrounding buildings. If the whole house is blown up, Looming Fei's life will be sad. Group leader, why don't I find a place to break through first? I've already bought the foundation building pill. There are always some abandoned places in the city, and breaking through in those places will not cause too much fluctuation. Jiang Nan nodded and looked into the distance, as if he saw some people through the wall. It's better to solve it a little bit. Mingfei, wait for me here. I'll be back soon, and grab a beautiful woman for you. Before Looming Fei could react, Jiang Nan disappeared. At this time, in the building far away from Looming Fei's room, Xiao Yan was monitoring Looming Fei with a telescope. As one of Looming Fei's 3 most important nannies, Xiao Yan's infiltration skills have long been superb. At the same time, her powerful concealment ability allows her to perfectly complete this surveillance task. Looming Fei has changed a lot recently. Is he still the same loser as before? He doesn't like beautiful women anymore. His studies have improved. He has become sunny and handsome, and he has the taste of a winner in life in the future. And there is a hateful boss who exploits me all day long. I'm such a beautiful lady, but I don't even have time to enjoy myself. Black hair ponytail, black pupils, supermodel figure, beautiful, eye-catching, and neat and tidy. Xiao Yan is such a woman. Just when Xiao Yan was complaining about her boss, a crisp voice appeared in her ears. Such a vampire boss who only knows how to exploit employees. Then have you ever considered changing a boss? For example, I'm not bad. Xiao Yan turned around suddenly, and a young boy stood beside her without knowing when. The young boy had a smile on his face, and he looked very casual in a simple casual outfit. The aura he exuded was very clean, just like an ordinary normal person. But how could an ordinary person quietly approach a well-trained ninja? Xiao Yan narrowed her eyes. Although my boss often exploits employees and makes us work overtime 24 hours a day, I don't want to change my boss now. Jiang Nan tilted his head with a smile on his face. If I kill him, do you want to change your boss? Xiao Yan had a smile on her face, but one of her hands was behind her back. There was a short knife there. It was a very sharp short knife, a common attack weapon used by ninjas. Sorry, I don't think you are qualified. Hey. Jiang Nan pretended to be surprised and shook his head helplessly. Is it that only those bosses who are very despicable can make their employees very loyal? Our good boss is not popular now? Mei was ready to attack at any time. Jiangnan continued, as if he didn't see it. Muzan is like this, and Lumings is also like this. What a headache. Chapter 86, The Watcher. A hint of danger flashed in Mei's eyes. This person knows a lot. By the way, what color is Luming for his shorts? Jiangnan suddenly changed his tone and asked a question. Mei remembered the surveillance footage this morning. Blue. Jiangnan silently took out his mobile phone and dialed Luming for his number. After just 2 rings, Luming for his very anxious voice came from inside. Oh my god, where are you, group leader? Don't mess around. Even if you want to mess around, you have to show mercy. At least don't destroy the world. My life has just begun. Jiangnan looked helpless. By the way, Mingfei, are the shorts you are wearing today blue? Luming for his frightened voice came from the phone. Oh my god, group leader, you didn't use your divine mind to see me naked. Jiangnan said leisurely, completely ignoring the enemy in front of him. No, am I that bored? Besides, if I want to watch, I'll watch pretty girls. Why would I watch a rough guy like you? I found a beautiful female monitor and asked her. Let's give it a try. How about her monitoring ability? I didn't expect it to be quite good. Mingfei said with some panic. Oh my god, you even look at the color of a pair of shorts. How shameless. Jiangnan said with a smile. Don't worry, she is a beautiful lady. You won't suffer any loss. Mei knows? One of your 3 nannies. Your brother specially arranged it for you at a high price. Mingfei, is it her? Damn, group leader, you won't kill her. She is a long-legged ninja beauty. Jiangnan replied calmly, don't worry, I just asked this beauty if she wants to change her boss. Your brother is so disdainful, I think it's better for this beautiful lady to change her boss. Mingfei, I feel that you can't do it. After all, I still know the little skills of my stupid Oyu Dao Dao. In this case, you won't force it, right? Mei heard that Mingfei and Jiangnan were chatting very enthusiastically on the phone, as if they were friends who had known each other for a long time. But in his surveillance, Mingfei didn't know this person at all. And when was I exposed? From Mingfei's tone, it seems that he has known me for a long time, and he also knows the other 2 people and the boss behind me. Mei was still careless and underestimated her surveillance target. I guess I was monitoring him, and he was also monitoring me. When she thought of this, Mei felt bad. If the boss knew, she would be exploited again. When Jiangnan heard Mingfei say this about himself, he immediately became anxious. How could it be? Although the humiliation of the female ninja is very beautiful, well, it seems not bad. Mei was about to take action. Mingfei's current situation was beyond control. Although the man in front of him looked weak and his breath was also weak, his casual attitude made Mei very cautious. Looking at Mei walking towards him, Jiangnan did not hang up the phone, but posed a pose similar to Dio. Wow, you actually walked towards me. You didn't run away, but came to me to seek death. Your target Mingfei finally begged me to let you live, just like the examinees in the examination room who are about to finish the exam, begging me madly. Mei didn't say anything, but became a little cold. Instead, Mingfei's voice came from the phone. Anyway, just don't beat the person to death. I'm hanging up first. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Mingfei hung up the phone. Mei didn't dare to be careless. The power of the hybrid was instantly stimulated. A pair of pupils turned golden. The physical fitness of hybrids is far greater than that of ordinary people, and the power they show is also the same. Jiangnan put the phone in his pocket. Wow, if you want to kill me, you might as well get closer. Mingzao. The word spirit was activated. Mei disappeared instantly. The invisible knife light rushed towards Jiangnan. With a click, a broken knife fell to the ground. Jiangnan touched his neck. This kind of attack couldn't even break his normal body defense. At least a supernova explosion would barely break Jiangnan's first layer of defense. There were still 99 defenses after that. Jiangnan turned his head slightly and looked at Mei in the corner. Under the coverage of divine thoughts, all invisibility was rubbish. Is this the power of hybrids? Human potential is obviously enough. Why do you want to let your blood be stained with other things? Jiangnan said to Mei in the corner. Jiudmei chose to escape at this moment. Surrounded by Mingfei, she ran straight to the door. If you can't beat them, run away. You are worthy of being a ninja. But can you escape? Jiangnan's eyes flashed with a hint of teasing. Sure enough, the cat and mouse game is fun everywhere. Jiudmei ran madly in the stairwell. But she didn't notice that she had been on this floor all the time. Ghost wall or space distortion. The corridor on the floor, where Jiudmei was located, has become a maze. When Jiudmei opened the door again, she saw Jiangnan. Hey, long-legged beauty is back again. Have you figured it out? If you want to change your boss, the salary is negotiable. Jiudmei turned and ran. Jiangnan smiled slightly. Am I so scary? You are obviously very handsome and gentle. When Jiudmei returned to this floor again, she realized that she could not run away. She felt that she must have been hit by some kind of hypnotic words. It is very rude to chase a girl like this. Jiudmei had a charming smile on her lips, as if the person who was terrified just now was not her. Jiangnan took 2 steps forward gently. If you chase a girl, you must pester her. If you give up easily, then you are not a good dog. Jiudmei looked at Jiangnan, who was walking over with a vigilant face, and couldn't help but take 2 steps back. It's not good to compare deep affection to dog licking. Jiudmei's beautiful eyes stared at Jiangnan coldly. The next moment Jiangnan disappeared. When he appeared again, he was already behind Jiudmei. You can't say that. After all, I think there are still many Fiangyang in this world. Jiudmei listened to the voice in her ear, and cold sweat broke out all over her body. Just when she wanted to dodge, a slender palm was placed on her shoulder, pressing her firmly to the ground, as if it had a force of 10,000 pounds. Jiudmei squatted on the ground, unable to move, and the dragon blood in her body fell into silence. What do you think I should do with you? Although I can't kill you, there are many things that are unable to live or die. Chapter 87. Joining the gang. Jiangnan had a smile on his face, and Jiudmei could see the young face by turning his head sideways. You are not the Dragon King, are you? Jiudmei asked the question in her mind. Jiangnan looked very disappointed and compared himself to a 4-legged lizard, which was really rude. Dragon King? That kind of reptile? Please, which eye of yours sees me as that kind of reptile? I can blow all those reptiles to death in one breath. Jiudmei said that you just like to brag. Okay, how about the question just now? Do you want to come to work for me? How about a monthly salary of 1500, 5 insurances and 1 housing fund, including food and accommodation? It's rich enough, right? Jiudmei. This is probably not a scumbag boss. After all, she is a high-level mixed blood, a ninja who has undergone various trainings, and her strength is so terrifying. It's only worth 1500 a month. Her colleague, the potato chip girl, buys more snacks than this. Hey, you can't think like that. Jiangnan seemed to see through Jiudmei's thoughts. You are my captive now. Do you know what a captive is? It is someone who can be dealt with at will. If a beautiful female ninja like you falls into the hands of a boy like us who is in the prime of puberty, something bad will definitely happen. So, I advise you to be a wise man in a wise way. I will not treat you unfairly if you help me. Let me give you another 100 yuan, 1600 yuan, no more. Jiudmei felt speechless for a while. Is this considered bargaining? You are too bullying. I wouldn't even give 1600 yuan to a dog. Jiangnan sighed helplessly. Then it seems that I can only kill you? Jiudmei had a question mark on her face. Wasn't she still negotiating the price? Then Jiudmei was thrown out of the window by Jiangnan. This is the 20th floor, at least 40 meters above the ground. The surroundings are all smooth glass. Even if Jiudmei is a mixed blood, she will be smashed into a pulp if she falls from this height. Jiudmei really didn't expect this to happen. When her body was thrown out of the window, she was stunned. Feeling the threat of death, even though Jiudmei was a highly trained ninja, she was afraid. On the other side of the window was Jiangnan's teasing smile, as if he was watching a good show. Then came the feeling of weightlessness, and the body kept accelerating downward. The traffic on the ground was surging. Jiangnan seemed to feel something. If you want to save people, get out of the way. The breath that originally connected Jiudmei disappeared instantly after sensing something. In the face of death, all beings are equal. Jiudmei couldn't help but close her eyes. A revolving lantern appeared in her mind. I didn't expect to work as a nanny and end up giving up my life. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Think about my previous boyfriend. It seems a bit too much. Just when Jiudmei was about to fall to the ground, the imagined pain and death did not come. She was held in someone's arms. Jiangnan held Jiudmei in his arms, and I have to say that she has a good figure. Not dead yet. Jiudmei opened her eyes with difficulty and then saw Jiangnan's smirking face. What do you want to do? Of course, I want to do something more exciting. Since you want excitement, then just do it to the end. Jiudmei had a very bad feeling. Jiangnan loosened one hand, and with the other hand, he grabbed Jiudmei's ankle and lifted her upside down. There is no anti-gravity skirt in the real world. Jiudmei covered her skirt and stared at Jiangnan fiercely. Humiliation. Humiliation of a female ninja. Jiangnan smiled, stepped forward with his left foot, and threw Jiudmei out directly like throwing a shot put. Screams echoed in the air. Even Lu Mingfei, who was staying at home, heard it. Let's observe 3 seconds of silence. After landing again, Jiudmei only felt that she was riding a roller coaster with a speed of up to 220 km per hour. Then she was carried up by Jiangnan. The kind that was carried directly on his shoulders. Damn it, I'm a beautiful girl after all. How could I be treated like this? Jiudmei had to doubt her current charm. In Lu Mingfei's small room, Jiudmei was tightly tied up with hemp rope. Her slender curves were revealed under the restraint of the hemp rope. Lu Mingfei looked outside the door with some fear, fearing that his aunt would suddenly attack him. He couldn't explain it when he saw this scene. He was a teenage boy, but he tied up a beautiful girl and took her home. I believe anyone would call the police. Hehehe. Jiangnan rubbed his hands, and the little bad expression made Jiudmei a little scared. What do you want to do? You said that the female ninja has been caught. What can I do? Jiangnan licked his lips. Lu Mingfei spoke at this time. Group leader, it's not good for us to do this. It's illegal. What are you afraid of? With this group leader here, even if the king of heaven comes, I can ride on his face. Then Jiangnan stretched out his sinful hand. Then he took out the wallet and mobile phone from Jiudmei's pocket. He opened the wallet. Not bad. There were still several thousand yuan. Mingfei, let's divide the loot. Let's divide the loot. Lu Mingfei coughed lightly. This is not good. Then the two of them disposed of all the money in Jiudmei's wallet in front of her. Lu Mingfei had no choice. He was just a poor student, and his pocket money was very little. Now it is a society ruled by law, and money can only be earned through formal channels. Jiudmei looked at the two people who were dividing the loot and was speechless. She was a beautiful woman tied up here, and the two people were indifferent to dividing the 2,000 yuan. She was not even worth 2,000 yuan. After dividing the loot, Jiangnan took out various ID cards, passports, and gold cards from the wallet. It doesn't seem to be a valuable thing. Jiudmei's mouth twitched. This is really not knowing the value of things. After dividing the wallet, it was the mobile phone. But there was a password in the mobile phone. Jiangnan asked Jiudmei with a smile. What's the password? Birthday. Before Mei Jiud could speak, Jiangnan opened the phone password directly. Mind reading? Jiangnan slid the screen of his phone and opened the phone directory directly. Then he clicked on a phone and dialed it. The call was connected in less than 2 seconds. Jiangnan spoke directly. Son thief, from today on, I announce that Mei Jiud will officially resign from you and switch to me. I'm not asking you, but notifying you. If you don't agree, I will kick your ass hard. Anyway, that's it. Do you understand? The boss on the other end listened to the voice coming from the phone speechlessly, but after hesitating for a moment, he still said, of course there is no problem, but can my former subordinates answer the phone? I suddenly resigned, and I need to pay my salary. Jiangnan was surprised. Oh, not bad. This boss resigned voluntarily and still paid the salary. It seems that he is not as despicable as I thought. Chapter 88 Remarks on the release. It will be available tomorrow. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your reading and watching. After it is available, it will be updated. The performance of this book is not too good, but not too bad. It can only be regarded as ordinary on the Kidian website. It is not as good as those works written by big names with wonderful plots, nor as good as those authors with particularly good literary talent. But I will not give up. I will continue to write the story until the story is finished. This is what I must do as a qualified novelist. I started writing novels and failed, but now I can sign a contract and get recommendations. I made a lot of mistakes when writing novels. I will summarize these mistakes and try to ensure that they will not appear in the next book. When I failed, I once doubted whether I should give up my dream of becoming a novelist. I was a little unwilling to give up. I didn't give up, but I found that this road was really difficult to walk. Parents may even think that it is better to go to work in a factory, earn a salary of 3,000 yuan, and then live a life they don't want, busy every day, but don't know what they are busy with. I don't have any extraordinary talents, no distinguished family background, and I don't have the halo of the protagonist in the novel. Even the things I have worked hard for a long time to achieve, and the results I have achieved, are just things that can be accomplished casually in the eyes of some talented people. Dreams sometimes lose to life. The passion I once had will always be gradually extinguished because of all kinds of trivial things in life. We will eventually grow up, face our own lives, and face all kinds of things in the real world. But here, I still sincerely wish all readers and book friends to pursue their dreams in this world, fulfill their dreams, let their dreams have a perfect period, and make their lives happier and better. Begging for subscriptions, begging for monthly tickets, begging for collections, begging for follow-up reading, and begging for recommendation tickets. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 89, Undercover. Chiudmei took the phone and clamped it with her head. Her hands were tied behind her back on the chair, so it was impossible for her to get the phone. Boss, I'm sorry, the mission failed. A gentle voice came from the phone. It doesn't matter, now you have a new mission. Since it's exposed, then just expose it. You can continue to perform your duties as a nanny. At the same time, I hope you can find out the identity of that man. In short, Chiudmei's new mission is to be an undercover agent, plus continue her previous nanny work. Jiangnan heard the conversation on the phone, but didn't care at all. I'm invincible, and you can do whatever you want. All conspiracies and tricks us come in front of absolute power. Chiudmei hung up the phone and changed her look. Boss, you tied me up like this, how can I carry out my work? Jiangnan waved his hand. Don't talk nonsense, we haven't signed the contract yet. Mingfei, please write. Mingfei rolled his eyes helplessly. I, the group leader, just like to play. But if I had his strength, I would probably like to play more than him. Mingfei opened his school bag and tore off a piece of homework paper, then took out a ballpoint pen from his stationery bag. Group leader, the paper and pen you asked for. Jiangnan. Mingfei was also helpless. The conditions were limited, so he could only make do with what he had. Jiangnan sighed. Mingfei, you write it, just write, on a certain year, month, day, time, minute, someone volunteered to be our nanny, without salary. Chiudmei seemed to have heard something wrong, and immediately spoke up. How come you don't even have a salary? You are too black-hearted. Jiangnan frowned, and a hint of displeasure appeared on his face in an instant. How can you talk like that? Didn't you hear what the experts said? We provide you with a job opportunity to teach you work experience. You should be grateful. It's good enough that we didn't ask you for money. You should cherish this opportunity. Which bastard expert said that? I'll kill him. Chiudmei said angrily. Mingfei handed over the written paper. Jiangnan looked at the words on the paper. Mingfei, is this a typo? Mingfei looked at the words on the paper and took a serious look. It seems that I really wrote it wrong. Let me correct it. I've been practicing sword cultivation a bit too much recently. I forget the words when I pick up the pen. Then Mingfei directly painted the wrong word into a black coal lump in front of everyone, and then changed it to the correct one. Chiudmei felt that the future was dark. It would be so stressful to be a nanny for these two idiots. Jiang Nan nodded. Not bad, not bad. The next step is to press the fingerprints. It seems that there is no ink here, so just use blood. Jiang Nan walked over with a smile. Then he untied Jiudmei's hands. Come on, sign the contract. Remember to press the fingerprints. Jiudmei looked at the contract with several typists speechlessly. Does this have any legal effect? I don't know if it has any legal effect, but if I don't sign it, I guess I can't leave. After signing, everyone looked at each other. Jiang Nan, press your fingerprints. Jiudmei, how do I do it? Jiang Nan, bite your finger with your teeth, and then press your fingerprints. That's how it's played in TV dramas. Jiudmei felt like crying, but had no tears, but she still did it under coercion. Humiliation. Jiang Nan looked at the contract. Not bad, not bad. From now on, you are the nanny for both of us. Work hard and I'll give you a raise in the future. Jiudmei. Mingfei sighed helplessly. Group leader, have we forgotten to do our business? I'm going to break through the foundation building stage. Jiang Nan suddenly clapped his hands. Ah, right. Then he turned to Jiudmei and said, the nanny over there, please help find a car. We'll go to a remote place to practice Taoism. Jiudmei had a question mark on her face, but she still found a car. Sitting in the car seemed a bit boring. Jiang Nan asked, Nanny, I heard that you are also a ninja. Do you know how to use the multiple shadow clone technique or repair the water escape dam? Jiudmei rolled her eyes. Do you think this is Naruto? Jiang Nan shook his head helplessly. Sure enough, you are a ninja who has not learned the art well. Mingfei, show her the fire escape great fireball technique. Mingfei looked helpless. The group leader is in the car, and I have not learned the fire escape technique. And I'm not a ninja, I'm a cultivator. Jiudmei looked helpless. If she didn't know that Jiang Nan was really strong, she would have thought that these two people were just Chunibyo. Naruto is fake. It's just a comic book. There is no chakra in our world. Of course, using words can also achieve similar effects. There are also cultivators, but it's just a novel. By the way, you should be over the age of Chunibyo. Jiang Nan had a mocking smile on his face. Not seeing it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Mingfei, show her a few tricks. Mingfei sighed. We are in the car now. If we don't do it well, we will have an accident. Jiang Nan thought for a while and nodded seriously. That's right. I will show you what ninja cultivation is when we get to the open space later. Jiudmei. The outskirts of the city. It is far away from the downtown area. Even if there is some noise, it will not alarm too many people. This is where Mingfei broke through. After getting off the car, the taxi driver drove away. Mingfei looked at the green surroundings, overgrown with weeds, and deserted. It is a good place to do bad things. Jiudmei stood there with her arms crossed and looked around bored. Jiang Nan stepped forward. Mingfei, show her one. Mingfei touched his head. Is it unnecessary? Jiang Nan, this girl has not learned the real skills of ninjas. You show her one. Let her see it. Jiudmei said indifferently. Yes, let me see it quickly. Mingfei thought about it and nodded. Orochimaru taught me a lot of ninjutsu, but because I'm a cultivator, I didn't study it seriously, and only the multiple shadow clone technique was useful to me. Mingfei began to make seals with his hands. Multiple shadow clone technique. Bang 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 bang. A dozen Mingfeis walked out of the smoke. They looked and dressed exactly the same. Jiudmei was stunned when she saw this scene. How is this possible? All the clones spoke at the same time. This is my ninjutsu, the multiple shadow clone technique. I'm not very proficient in it, unlike the protagonist Naruto who can split into hundreds or thousands of people. Jiudmei suddenly doubted whether she was a fake ninja. This was a real ninja. Mingfei made seals with his hands again. Release. A dozen clones turned into smoke and disappeared. Chapter 90, Foundation Building. Jiudmei was stunned in place, as if her worldview had been greatly shocked. Jiang Nan patted her shoulder. Okay, Nanny, this is none of your business, just watch. Mingfei found a flat grass and sat down. Jiang Nan waved his hand. Go ahead. I'll protect you. Mingfei nodded, then took out the foundation building pill and stuffed it into his mouth. The powerful spiritual power exploded in his body instantly. The The spiritual energy absorbed during key training began to be continuously compressed. Then it circulated in the 7 meridians and 8 vessels, Danshan and the Sea of Consciousness. When the spiritual energy was compressed into a liquid, it meant that the foundation was successfully built. A terrifying breath came out of Lu Mingfei's body. This was the spiritual energy that escaped. Jiangnan waved his hand and arranged a small semicircular formation to cover Lu Mingfei. Jiudmei looked at the semicircular formation. Countless spiritual texts were swimming, and the regular formation texts on the ground corresponded to the harmony between heaven, earth and man. Every movement was so wonderful that people couldn't help but immerse themselves in it and understand the mystery. Jiudmei gradually lost her mind, as if her soul had been taken away. Suddenly Jiangnan knocked her little head. You are not a cultivator. If you force yourself to understand without spiritual consciousness, your spirit will be damaged. Jiudmei was scared after she woke up because a strong sense of crisis was enveloping her at this time. What on earth is this? Is this cultivation? Jiangnan nodded. In fact, the end of science is theology, and the same is true for cultivation. These array texts are actually something similar to mathematical formulas. You don't have that foundation, so you can't understand. If you force yourself to understand, your brain will be broken. Lu Mingfei felt that he had a dream. A very strange dream. It was a large auditorium, and the bells kept echoing. The empty auditorium seemed a little sad. On the cross in the center of the auditorium, a boy was hanging. Lu Mingfei raised his head slightly, and his yellow pupils looked at each other. Want to exchange? Brother. The boy spoke. Lu Mingfei opened his mouth and said what he had always wanted to say. My stupid Oyu Dao Dao. You want your brother's life, but I won't give it to you. The boy was silent for a moment. He didn't understand how his elder brother knew. Brother, you really made the right choice and rejected me as before. However, when the king returns, all the traitors will die. This is fate, brother. Lu Mingfei scratched his ears impatiently. Why do you make the atmosphere so heavy in my dream? Besides, your so-called fate is shit. Okay, I'm breaking through the foundation building stage now, so don't mess with me. The boy's eyes were filled with unspeakable sadness. We will see each other again, brother. Okay, see you next time. Lu Mingfei waved his hands impatiently. In fact, at this moment Lu Mingfei has successfully built his foundation. Building a foundation means that his body has completely left the mortal world. He has twice the lifespan of an ordinary person, which is 200 years. He can fly for a long time, refine his own magic weapon, learn advanced spells. Jiangnan was sitting on a rock holding a PSP game console and arguing. Oh my god, this level is too difficult. Jiudmei looked at Lu Mingfei worriedly. Lu Mingfei had been sitting cross-legged for more than 2 hours. The special aura around him was getting stronger and stronger. Jiudmei had also read novels about cultivation. If this was really about cultivating immortals, then those special auras should be spiritual energy. Suddenly, a beam of light shot up into the sky. Then it gradually dissipated. It was as if some kind of power broke out of its shell. Lu Mingfei succeeded in building his foundation, and the spiritual energy in his body had completely liquefied. Woohoo. Cool. I feel so relaxed now. The meridians were opened, completely transcending the ordinary, with a lifespan of 200. Although it was only in the early stage of foundation building, it could easily smash a building. Okay, I just broke through a foundation building stage. Look how excited you are. Lu Mingfei walked out of the smoke and dust. The steps were so arrogant. Jiangnan was instantly unhappy. You dare to show off in front of this group leader. Let this group leader have a try. Jiangnan put away the game console and rolled up his sleeves. Lu Mingfei was instantly dazed when he saw this scene. I was wrong, group leader. I shouldn't show off. As long as I admit my mistakes quickly, no one can hit me. Jiangnan stopped where he was. His face was really thick. Be a little more arrogant. You just broke through the foundation building stage, and you are definitely the backbone of the early stage of ordinary immortal cultivation novels. Lu Mingfei was speechless. I just built my foundation and left the level of mortals, but I'm not a fool. Are you going to challenge immortals? Jiudmei felt that her 3 views were going to be recast today. Okay, that nanny tool person over there, take a taxi and let's go home. Jiudmei pointed at herself. Me? Tool person? Jiangnan nodded. Are you kidding me? Even if I really am a tool person, you can't say it so bluntly. Jiudmei said that she was numb, but he still took a taxi obediently. Employees who were exploited by black-hearted bosses and signed unfair contracts to sell themselves. Jiudmei felt that her life was dark. On the way back, Jiangnan suddenly said, "You have already established your foundation. Do you want to get a good weapon? Your spiritual power should be enough to refine weapons now." Mingfei sighed. "I have used up my points in cultivation recently, and I can't afford any weapons in the mall." Mingfei opened his own mall page. Jiangnan, who was also in the chat group, could see it. But Jiudmei couldn't see it, and could only see the two of them scratching something in the air. The top corner of the chat group mall shows personal points. Mingfei only has 20 points left. The lowest level magic tools among the cultivation weapons require 100 points to 1000 points. These are generally weapons used from the key refining stage to the foundation establishment stage. These weapons can withstand a certain amount of spiritual power, but too strong spiritual energy will cause the magic tools to be damaged. Above the magic tools are the spiritual tools. Spiritual weapons have spirits and can resonate with their masters. If they are suitable enough, they can enable their masters to exert 100% of their own strength. But it requires more than 500 points. Above spiritual weapons are magic weapons, and above magic weapons are spiritual treasures. However, this level of cultivation weapons is simply not something that Mingfei, who is in the foundation building period, can refine. King Gyuan Sword, a low-level magic weapon, is the weapon of the apprentice disciples of King Gyuan sect in the world of cultivation. It can withstand a certain amount of spiritual energy blessing, and is sold for 100 points. Beidao, an intermediate magic weapon, is the weapon worn by Beidao disciples, and is sold for 300 points. Longlingun, a higher-level magic weapon, is the weapon used by dragon soldiers, and is sold for 500 points. Bingling Sword, a top-grade magic weapon, has a bonus for cultivators who practice ice-attributed techniques, and is sold for 800 points. Cotton Knife, Crescent Knife, Ghost Hero, Phoenix Knife, Emily Thorn, Dragon Needle, Spirit Fang, Chain Claw, Handguard Axe, 5-element Hook, Moon Watching, Cold Plum, Golden Drill. All of them are unaffordable. Mingfei closed the shopping mall interface with a sad face. Chapter 91, 7 Deadly Sins. It is definitely not affordable to buy weapons. Mingfei can only make do with his ordinary weapons. Jiangnan smiled and thought of a good idea. "Have you forgotten that your good friend Liu Tang has the most suitable weapon for you?" "Does he? How come I don't know?" Mingfei said subconsciously. Jiangnan patted Mingfei on the shoulder. "Don't forget the 7 deadly sins. That is the top alchemical weapon that can kill the Dragon King. The materials used are all the top alchemical materials. Spiritual power is actually a kind of energy. Good weapons can withstand this energy. Although I have never seen the 7 deadly sins, from the description in the novel, the 7 deadly sins are at least at the spiritual weapon level, and using this thing requires bloodline. Believe me, no one is more suitable than you. The 7 deadly sins is a set of alchemical swords forged to kill the 4 monarchs. Its casting technology is unparalleled, and is called the pinnacle of alchemy. The full name of the 7 deadly sins is Bronze Purgatory 7 deadly sins. When Mingfei heard the 7 deadly sins, his eyes lit up instantly. This is a good treasure. I can't afford good cultivation weapons now. I can use the 7 deadly sins first. You are worthy of being the group leader. You are really thoughtful. But I remember that the 7 deadly sins seem to be in Bronze City, at the Three Gorges Dam. Jiudmei listened quietly. She would tell her boss, the former boss, about these things. Jiangnan patted Mingfei on the shoulder. Taking without asking is stealing. Bronze City is Old Tang's home after all, and the 7 deadly sins were also created by Old Tang. It's not good for us to visit your good friend's home and steal things. At least we should ask Old Tang's opinion first. Old Tang didn't remember his memory of being a Dragon King now. He was just an ordinary person. Mingfei pondered for a while and said, "That's right, we are law-abiding 3 good youths. Even if we go to someone's house to take something, we have to say hello in advance. I believe old Tang should agree. Jiang Nan laughed strangely. He will definitely agree. Just like that, Lu Mingfei began to think about the 7 deadly sins. He is really poor now. He can't even afford a weapon. Late at night, Chiudmei took out her phone. Then she dialed her boss number. She was ready to report what happened today. Boss, what happened? Chiudmei opened her mouth and suddenly found that she couldn't say a word. All the words he wanted to say were held back in his mouth. What's wrong? The boss's voice came from the phone. It's not me. How should I say? He. Chiudmei was about to reveal the information she got today, but she couldn't say anything. In the dark, Jiang Nan had a smile on his face. The first rule of employees of black-hearted bosses is that you must not disclose the boss's secrets at will. Chiudmei finally hung up the phone with a look of loss. In the end, nothing was made clear. The boss asked her to continue to be undercover. What the hell is going on? Chiudmei could only vent helplessly. Lu Mingfei's home is not suitable for others to live in. Chiudmei stayed in the hotel as usual. Jiangnan stood high in the sky, overlooking the lights of thousands of homes. A society where dragons and humans coexist, but in the end, they haven't even left the earth. The starry sky above is so dazzling, why not explore it together? Time quickly came to the next day. In front of Meijiud, Lu Mingfei used the shadow clone technique to create a clone, and then let this clone go to school instead of himself, while he went to the internet cafe to play games. Meijiud was stunned by this operation. If there is such a thing in Conan's world, it is estimated that any criminal can complete a perfect crime and create an absolutely perfect alibi. The original Lu Mingfei patted the clone Lu Mingfei on the shoulder and said solemnly, "Leave it to you, clone." "No problem, original." 2 identical people stood in front of her, and Meijiud once again doubted that the ninjutsu she learned was a fake ninjutsu. The shadow clone technique is physical. Once such a Hitachi learned the shadow clone technique, he used the clone to go to school instead of himself. But once the clone receives excessive attacks, it will disappear. After the clone disappears, the clone's memory and fatigue will be transmitted to the original body. If there are too many clones, the endless fatigue will be fed back to the original body at the moment the clone is removed, and then the original body will be exhausted to death. Chiudmei looked at the clone Lu Mingfei and stretched out her hand. The slender palm touched Lu Mingfei's body. It's really a real entity. Lu Mingfei's face was slightly red. After all, Chiudmei was a super beauty. Being touched so unscrupulously by such a beauty, this young man was really a little embarrassed. After confirming that it was really a real entity, Chiudmei began to doubt life again. Okay, Mainani, go to the nearest internet cafe and turn on 2 computers. Let's go and have some fun. People have to bow their heads under the eaves. Chiudmei can only do it. The hateful black-hearted boss squeezes me so much. Why is it always me who rushes to the front line? Suenxi potato chip girl, and the 3 no girl, come and save me. No matter how much she complains, no one will come. Jiangnan actually didn't mind prying away all of Lu Mingfei's men. Lu Mingfei's expression would be very rich by then. Lu Mingfei wore a mask, afraid of being recognized. After all, it would be difficult to explain if he was recognized at school and at the internet cafe. Jiangnan felt too annoyed and directly cast an unrecognizable spell on him. Now no matter who sees Lu Mingfei, even if they know him, they can no longer recognize Lu Mingfei's existence and will only treat him as a familiar stranger. Unless they are our personnel, such as Chiudmei who has signed a labor contract. Computers in this era are still too backward after all. However, the main purpose of this internet cafe is to invite Liu Tang to play. Jiangnan has already thought about how to make trouble. Lu Mingfei wants to get the 7 deadly sins. After all, that thing is a dragon-slaying weapon. And Liu Tang is his good friend, and the plot will start soon. Lu Mingfei really doesn't want to draw his sword against Liu Tang. Although Liu Tang may not be Liu Tang by then. But it must be okay with the group leader. Don't think about it. Playing games online, have fun. Chiudmei seemed to be a real nanny, buying a lot of snacks and drinks. Then she leaned back in the chair for 2 people and watched the 2 people play games. After Lu Mingfei came online, he directly invited Liu Tang. Jiangnan also joined in. Liu Tang started talking as soon as the game started. Hey, Liu Lu, I haven't seen you online for a long time. Have you been chasing girls recently? Lu Mingfei said righteously. I have been cultivating immortals and have no time recently. Now I have a breakthrough, so I have time to play. Lao Tang, 666. Chapter 92. Play together. A victory sign appeared on the computer screen. The annoying voice of Old Tang came from the headset. Fuck, who is this? With such high skills. Old Lu, you brought professional masters to beat me. It's immoral. Lu Mingfei smiled kindly. I usually heard you brag and thought you were really awesome, but you couldn't do it when you just found a master. Old Tang's exasperated voice came from the headset. Bullshit. Wait, I'll practice more, and sooner or later I will be able to beat the masters you brought. Jiangnan looked at his record of 10 wins and 0 losses. In the face of absolute talent, human operation is a bit weak after all. Jiangnan has reached a level that humans cannot reach in terms of reaction speed and operation. It is precisely because of this Old Tang lost so many games. Then do you want to play 2 games with me? Lu Mingfei spoke. Good old Lu, you don't think I've become a bad player because I lost 10 games. Look, I'll beat you to death. After 2 games. Oh my god. When did your skills become so good, Lao Lu? No, I've become a bad player. Damn it. Lu Mingfei's hands left the keyboard and mouse. In fact, his gaming skills were no worse than those of professional players, but the computer he used to play games with Lao Tang was a piece of junk. He used the red dot in the center of the laptop instead of a mouse. Now in the internet cafe, Lu Mingfei's skills were truly revealed. I'm so sad today. I was abused by the 2 of you. Lu Mingfei had to comfort him. Don't cry, stand up and play. Okay, I'm almost offline. I'm really sad to be abused by you like this today. Lu Mingfei could already imagine the other party's dejected look. But playing games is not the main business. By the way, Lao Tang, I forgot to talk about the main business. I think I saw your brother. There was a silence in the headset. Lu Mingfei couldn't help but ask. Are you still there, Lao Tang? Wait, let me slow down. What did you just say? You saw my brother, but I don't seem to have a brother. Although Old Tang said this, his tone was not very sure, because he felt as if he really had a younger brother. Just now, a picture of a child flashed through his mind. It was in the huge bronze city, but the picture only flashed by. Old Tang has been a wanderer since he could remember. He forgot everything in the past and later became a bounty hunter to make a living. Playing games online, he met Lu Mingfei and became one of Lu Mingfei's few friends. And his real identity is the King of Bronze and Fire, the Dragon King Norton, who represents power and power. His younger brother is Constantine, who represents power, but he is still sleeping in the Bronze City. Lu Mingfei continued to speak. Yes, Old Tang, I'm sure he is your younger brother. Don't fool me. I lost my memory before. Some vague pictures came to Old Tang's mind again. Then come to China? Anyway, you don't have anything to do normally. Come and play together. I will treat you. Lu Mingfei made an invitation. Old Tang pondered for a while. Let me think about it. Well, that's fine. I haven't had much to do recently. Last time, I wanted to say that if you come to study in Country M, I would take you to experience the hot dog bus in Country M. I didn't expect that you would treat me first. Don't worry, Old Tang, am very loyal. If you come to the United States to play, I will protect you. Lu Mingfei laughed. Thank you very much. By the way, I'll send you a place. Let's meet there. I saw your brother there. The place Lu Mingfei sent was the Three Gorges hydropower station. Old Tang has been alone since he woke up. Loneliness is a terrible thing. The Dragon King can't feel the warmth in the crowd. Only a monster like Lu Mingfei can get along with the Dragon King. Old Tang is lonely. When he heard that he had a younger brother, Old Tang was very excited in his heart, and he didn't even doubt it, because he felt that he really had a younger brother, and Lu Mingfei was his friend, so Old Tang didn't doubt his friend's words. Moreover, China's public security is well known for being good, not the freedom beautiful sword and gunfights every day. It's not that the people in the northern cotton region don't use anesthesia. And there are so many delicious foods and beautiful tourist attractions in China. I saw the location, the Three Gorges hydropower station. I heard it's a great dam. Lu Mingfei nodded and briefly introduced the Three Gorges hydropower station. Anyway, I'll wait for you there, Liao Tang. I hope we can be friends forever. Of course, Liao Lu, we will definitely be friends forever, Liao Tang said excitedly, not realizing the meaning of Lu Mingfei's words. Norton has too many memories of 1,000 years. Liao Tang's memories are only more than 10 years, like a phantom in a dream that shatters at the touch of a finger. When Norton sees his brother Constantine, maybe the memory will be revived. Liao Tang may die, but this is inevitable, even without Lu Mingfei's interruption. As time goes by, the Dragon King will eventually get his memory back. Played the game for a while. Finally, everyone went offline. Walking out of the internet cafe, Jiang Nan said, "May, book a few plane tickets to the Three Gorges hydropower station." May is already a little accustomed to being a tool, but I still asked, "Going to meet online friends?" Lu Mingfei nodded and said, "Yes, of course. It may also be to kill the Dragon King. People on their side still have the right to know the next action. If the two sides really fight, May is likely to be affected." May's hand holding the phone suddenly trembled. "Isn't this a bit of a big turn? Is it the Dragon King I imagined?" Lu Mingfei nodded seriously. "The King of Bronze and Fire, Norton and Constantine, two Dragon Kings, of course. Fighting two Dragon Kings is not the worst result. We may also have to fight a second generation species and several Dragon King guards. You should be smart and run immediately if you see that the situation is not right." May's mouth twitched. "Are you looking for death? Are you going to poke the Dragon King's lair? You must know that in the war between humans and dragons, the twins on the four thrones have never been really killed by humans. And there is also the high-level word spirit that is enough to destroy a city. Boss, can I give up this job?" May suddenly felt a little wronged. Jiang Nan patted May's shoulder and said seriously, "It's okay, you're just a babysitter. When the war really starts, you just need to run away. If you survive, you can brag about it. These are all valuable experiences." May was a little tearful. She had never done such a dangerous job before. Chapter 93, Black-Hearted Boss. "How about this? I'll give you a raise later. As a black-hearted boss, you have to learn to make big promises." Jiang Nan made a big promise without hesitation. "Boss, I paid for your rides and internet access these days. How can you say that? Last time, you took all my pocket money." May's eyes were a little resentful. A qualified black-hearted boss must learn to exploit employees, but not exploit them too hard, and at the same time, learn to deceive. "I believe in you, your ability, and your skills. I'm willing to give you the position of nanny, because I believe in you. I'm training you. What money is not money? Those things are all external things." Jiang Nan said righteously, as if he was really a good boss. May was extremely shocked. She had never seen such a black-hearted boss, and he said it so shamelessly. She suddenly found that her previous boss was still very good. At least he would not go to the Dragon King's lair when he had nothing to do and squeeze her little salary. At night, Old Tang had a dream. The magnificent and huge bronze field was in flames. "Brother, will you eat me?" a child asked innocently. "Yes, I will rule the world with you." Suddenly, Old Tang woke up. "Damn, what kind of dream am I having? I guess it was Liao Lu's words that made me do that." Shaking his head, Old Tang lay down and prepared to continue sleeping, but the sleepiness had disappeared. The Yangtze River and the Yellow River are the mother rivers of China. In ancient times, there was not so much high technology. The development of civilization is inseparable from water. Many civilizations were born on both sides of the river. In modern times, the Yangtze River and the Yellow River are still important, because if the Yangtze River and the Yellow River are not managed well, it will cause floods. The rolling Yangtze River flows eastward. The former mother river has now become a famous tourist attraction. The city airport near the Yangtze River. Old Tang is here. As soon as he got off the plane, Old Tang saw Lu Mingfei holding a sign in the airport. It was exactly the same as when they had a video chat. He always wears casual clothes, looks a bit like a homebody, and is very thin. The sign he holds has two characters written on it, Liao Tang. But the beauty standing next to him is a bit out of place. The long-legged beauty is no shorter than Lu Mingfei at all. Her beautiful and mature face is a bit cold, and her black clothes highlight her cold beauty. She is Mei. At this time, she was looking around boredly, very alert, because she already knew that the next person to come here was the amnesiac Dragon King Bronze and the Fire King Norton. The half-blood is not a good thing in the eyes of the Dragon King. It is probably a thief who steals power. Hey, Leo Lu. In the noisy reception hall, Leo Tang's voice was not too clear, but it was still clearly captured by Lu Mingfei. Looking at Leo Tang and the crowd, Lu Mingfei shook the sign in his hand vigorously. Leo Tang, here, here. Leo Tang pulled his suitcase through the crowd. Make way, make way. Passing through the crowded crowd, Old Tang came to Lu Mingfei. It was the first time for netizens to meet, and both of them were very excited. Old Tang, you look more handsome than in your video. Lu Mingfei put down the sign in his hand. Old Tang smiled. Old Lu, you are not bad either. Although it was the first time they met in person, their friendship had already begun. Monsters cannot blend into the crowd, and only monsters can give warmth to monsters. This is the blood sorrow of the Dragon Clan. Have you eaten? Since you came to my place, I will treat you today. Lu Mingfei said very confidently. Mei's vigilant eyes stayed on Old Tang. Too ordinary, too weak. But I don't know when he will awaken. In front of the Dragon King, the mixed blood will be absolutely suppressed. This is the suppression from the bloodline. Old Tang felt a little embarrassed when Mei looked at him, scratched his head and said, "Are these two your friends, Old Lu?" Jiangnan smiled and hugged Lu Mingfei's shoulders. "Why don't you recognize me? Don't forget 10 wins and 10 losses." Hearing this familiar voice, Old Tang called out instantly, "Are you the master?" Jiangnan nodded and stretched out his hand. Jiangnan, an ordinary, weakened ordinary person. Although his self-introduction was a bit unconventional, Old Tang also stretched out his hand. "Ronald Tang, you can call me Old Tang. Don't look at me like this, I'm actually a bounty hunter." "So cool." Jiangnan shook his hand vigorously. "Who is this beautiful lady?" Old Tang asked. Mei was silent for a few seconds and said coldly, "Mei." Jiangnan smiled and explained. "Don't look at this beautiful lady so cold. She is actually a very good person. It's just that her personality is like this. You will get used to it." "Why does she keep looking at me? Did I offend her?" Old Tang said in a low voice. Jiangnan shook his head. "There is no way. This is something engraved in the genes of this beautiful lady. Bloodline suppression. There is also a war between hybrids and dragons. Dragons and humans have been at war for thousands of years, and it is impossible to ease the situation." Lu Mingfei waved his hand. "Are you hungry? Let's go eat." Leaving the airport, Lu Mingfei took everyone to the barbecue stall. There was no other way. Money was tight, and they couldn't have a big meal. Old Tang didn't care. He was already very happy to have friends come to welcome him. Grilled skewers and small beer, a lot of fun. Mei has been observing Old Tang, and she found that the so-called Dragon King was very different from what she imagined. Even if he forgot his memories of the Dragon King period, he should have the talent of a Dragon King. At least the kind of devilish smile, and then a lot of girls will come to him. But he turned out to be an ordinary person. Night was approaching. Several people came to the bank of the Yangtze River, where there was a fence with a danger sign next to it. Lu Mingfei leaned against the fence without a care. There were few people around. Old Tang seemed to see what Lu Mingfei was worried about and spoke. "Old Lu, if you have anything on your mind, just say it out loud." Lu Mingfei looked at the lights of thousands of houses in the distance. "Old Tang, do you believe there are dragons in this world?" After thinking it over, Lu Mingfei decided to come clean, since the group leader was there. Old Tang was stunned and didn't understand why Lu Mingfei asked such a question. Are they the kind of dragons that have wings, spit fire, fly around, and rob princesses? Lu Mingfei nodded after a moment of silence. Dragons come in many forms, but it is undeniable that in the minds of most Westerners, dragons are like this, and they are also the representatives of evil. Old Tang chuckled. "Where are there dragons in this world, Old Lu? You've read too many novels." Chapter 94, Confession. Old Tang looked at him with a look that said, "You're kidding me." Lu Mingfei looked up at the sky. Even a loser wants to have a happy life. He thought about the future described in the novel, where he sat alone on the throne, His friends died one by one, and he was powerless. In fact, sometimes I wonder if it would be better if the group leader just let go and killed all the dragons in the world, or if he took out all the dragon blood from all the hybrids. But even if that were the case, the war between humans and dragons would only become a war between humans. The contradictions of war would not disappear, but would only shift. So I decided that I don't care about the war between others and dragons, or the responsibility of saving the world. I only want to save the people I care about. I don't care about the lives of others. I don't care about the frost on other people's roofs, but only about sweeping the snow in front of my own door. In fact, this is the most comfortable way to live. Mingfei spoke out all the depressed emotions in his heart. Sometimes, if you don't know the tragic future, you may be happier. Old Tang took a sip of beer. Don't understand? Mingfei sighed, then turned around and said to Old Tang very seriously, Old Tang, what would you do if one day I told you that you are not a human, but the Dragon King? Ha ha ha. Old Tang laughed heartily, holding his stomach. Old Lu, your ability to fool people is too poor. Can you make up a better excuse? I'm not a human, I'm the Dragon King. Ha ha ha, you are too funny. Mingfei shook his head helplessly. If I could, I would not want you to be the Dragon King, but loneliness attracts each other, and monsters find monsters. Old Tang seemed to have laughed enough, and then looked at the rolling Yangtze River. The sound of water hitting the rocks was deafening. The closer you get, the more you can discover the wonders of nature. If I'm the Dragon King, then what are you? Old Tang said casually. Mingfei slowly uttered two words. Monster. A monster that can kill the Dragon King. Ha ha ha. Old Tang felt that Mingfei liked to joke, especially today. Mingfei was not talking, but was ready to prove everything he said with his strength. Old Tang. Do you want to spread your wings and fly? Old Tang. Mingfei lifted Old Tang up into the sky. Under his feet was a flying sword. He could fly for a long time after he reached the foundation building stage. In the world of cultivating immortals, those who can fly will never run away. Mingfei held Old Tang tightly and rushed up to the clouds. In the clouds, Old Tang hugged Mingfei tightly like an octopus. Damn, Old Lu, when did you become a Superman? I'm afraid of heights. Mingfei stood on the flying sword and looked down at the lights of thousands of houses below. Now you believe it, Old Tang. I believe it, I believe it, put me down. Old Tang was shaking all over. It was thousands of meters high. He would really die if he fell down. Mingfei nodded and slowly fell from the sky. Stepping on the solid ground again, Old Tang had never felt that the ground was so safe. Mingfei waited quietly, waiting for Old Tang to recover. Having just come down from 1,000 meters in the air, Old Tang's legs were still shaking. Old Lu, even if you want to show off your abilities, can you reveal them in advance? I can't stand it. Perhaps because Old Tang was the Dragon King, he quickly accepted this thing that was beyond the understanding of normal people. Then there was silence. The two drank beer silently. In the distance, Chiudmei and Jiangnan came over with small spicy strips. Beer and spicy strips must be delicious. Hey, Mingfei, are you done? Jiangnan waved his hand and said. Mingfei nodded. Friends' affairs still need friends to solve them. Jiangnan's methods are more or less violent. After recasting his 3 views, Old Tang accepted his identity as the Dragon King, but the memory did not appear. He was still Old Tang. Old Lu, you are not going to fuck me, are you? Mingfei shook his head and nodded. I only fuck Norton, not Old Tang. Mingfei thought that he still couldn't adjust the fight between the Dragon King and humans. Then what are we going to do next? Old Tang asked. Go to Bronze City. The memory of the Dragon King will awaken sooner or later. Instead of being manipulated by others and pushed onto the stage, we should take the initiative to stand on the stage and control our own destiny. Mingfei knew that his destiny had begun. If you want to take back your own destiny among various forces, you must be strong enough. Force is also a part of power. I always feel like I have fallen into a pit. Old Tang scratched his head and drank the beer in his hand. Late at night, the Yangtze River was rolling and the temperature turned cold. It was easy to catch a cold if you went into the water at this time. A warning sign saying, "Do not go into the water" was erected on the riverside. In the distance was the reservoir of the Three Gorges hydropower station. Bronze City was about 150 meters underwater here. It was difficult to dive there if you were not a professional diver at a distance of 150 meters. But those present were not ordinary people. The sudden change in pressure would cause very severe damage to the heart and lungs of ordinary people. But in the face of absolute power, this little pressure was not a concern. "It's a good weather tonight." Jiangnan looked at the moon in the sky. Old Tang was actually a little scared. "Why don't we talk about it tomorrow? It's so dark at night. It's quite dangerous. During the day, there are too many people and it's not easy to go into the water. If the worst happens, it will cause casualties to innocent passers-by. Now there are not many people in the middle of the night. Even if a fight really breaks out, it won't affect passers-by," Lu Mingfei explained. Old Tang patted his chest. "Don't worry, old Lu, even if I remember my previous memories, you are still my friend." "I hope so." Lu Mingfei looked at everyone. Chiudmei was also going to go into the water. As a professional nanny, she had to protect her target, Lu Mingfei, every step of the way. "I'm going to go into the water. I'll show you." Jiangnan snapped his fingers lightly. Everyone was instantly wrapped in a thin layer of blue light. Then the light flashed away. Old Tang hurriedly touched his body. It turned out that nothing happened. "What happened just now?" Jiangnan explained. "I cast a water repellent spell on you. You can breathe in water like fish, and you can ignore the different pressures brought by the deep underwater. Even if you can't swim, you can become a mermaid with the water repellent spell." Old Tang gave a thumbs up. "Awesome." Although he said so, Old Tang still didn't dare to go into the water. This is a Yangtze River. I don't know how many people drown in the Yangtze River every year. A few years ago, there was a job of a Yangtze River corpse retriever, and I heard that it was very profitable. "What are you afraid of?" Jiangnan raised his leg and kicked Old Tang directly into the Yangtze River. The turbulent river instantly submerged Old Tang. "Help. I can't swim." Some habits have been engraved in the bones, and it is not so easy to change. Chapter 95. Bronze City. Everyone entered the Yangtze River like dumplings. The turbulent water instantly submerged everyone. Under the influence of the water avoiding spell, everyone could clearly see the situation in the Yangtze River. The clarity was almost the same as on land. Lu Mingfei tried to take a deep breath. As expected, he could breathe in the water. Chiudmei felt extremely surprised. The pressure brought by diving disappeared at this time. They seemed to be on land in the water. This strange feeling cannot be described in words. On the other side, Liu Tang was still using the dog paddle to swim upwards frantically, but it was obvious that he had not yet mastered the dog paddle and could not swim up at all. At this time, his face was flushed. Lu Mingfei swam over helplessly. Then he grabbed Liu Tang's hand. "Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath." Gulululu. Countless bubbles came out of Liu Tang's mouth. Then he was surprised to find that he was not drowning. Oh my god. They could even talk in the water. Is this world still the world I know? Liu Tang felt that his worldview was refreshed again. "Fun." Jiangnan's voice came. Old Tang nodded. "Fun." Jiangnan pointed down. "Let's go. Let's go find your brother and the 7 deadly sins. Bronze City is your home, Old Tang, and we are guests." "My home?" Old Tang began to move forward with a doggy paddle. "There are many purposes for this trip. Lu Mingfei wants to save his friends, and also to obtain the 7 deadly sins, the dragon-slaying weapon. Most of Lu Mingfei's future enemies are dragons. After possessing the 7 deadly sins, at least Lu Mingfei has a certain amount of resistance. Keep diving down. Underwater undercurrents surge, but all obstacles are like nothing in front of the water avoiding spell. Deep underwater, it is difficult for sunlight to shine here. It is night now, and it is even darker underwater. But in the eyes of everyone, it is like turning on night vision goggles, without any effect. Soon everyone came to the bottom of the water. Stepping on the mud and sand in the water, looking up, there is no visible water flow above the head. This strange feeling has never been experienced by humans. There are rock walls all around, and there is no sight of the so-called Bronze City. Old Tang feels very familiar here, and something is attracting him. Why can't I see anything? Mingfei didn't care. The Bronze City had sunk to the bottom of the water for 1,000 years and had long been covered by rocks. The residents of the Dragon Clan would not be easily found. Not to mention that this so-called residence was the alchemy field of the Dragon Clan. Nibelungen. Group leader, did you see it? Xiao Yan nodded. Didn't you cultivate your spiritual sense? You should learn and apply it flexibly. Try to sense it. The range that the spiritual sense of the initial stage of foundation building can detect is not wide, but it is enough. Mingfei closed his eyes, and a strange spiritual energy began to sense everything around him like radar sonar. Passing through the rock wall layer, through the mud and sand flow. Xiao Yan looked at Mingfei with his eyes closed and asked, did you see it? Behind the rock wall was a huge bronze city, and the gate of the bronze city was a huge bronze mask, and the face of the mask was full of mottled burn marks. It's so magnificent. Even the words in the novel can't describe such a magnificent scene. Mingfei opened his eyes, and it was hard to imagine what alchemy the former Bronze and Fire King had used to create such a huge bronze city. The Bronze and Fire Kings are best at alchemy, and nothing is impossible. Xiao Yan said with a smile. The Bronze City looks very large, but in the final analysis, it is just the nest of the twin Dragon Kings. For Xiao Yan, it is just a larger ant nest. Then how did we get in? I remember that in the original book, the Bronze City was exposed because of an undersea earthquake. Of course, this is probably the work of my brother's brother, otherwise there wouldn't be a lot of trouble later. Xiao Yan waved his hand. Look at me, when you come to visit a friend, you naturally have to knock on the door first. Then Xiao Yan waved and slapped the surrounding rock wall. The water began to vibrate, and the rocks began to break. As if an earthquake had come, the surroundings began to shake everywhere. Countless cracks appeared on the extremely hard stone wall. The Beatty Mountain near the Three Gorges Dam of the Yangtze River was shaking. Just a casual palm directly caused an earthquake. Fortunately, Xiao Yan's control over power has reached a peak. The tremor stopped soon. Countless rocks fell off, and then a strong suction came from the rocks. This is because the water pressure of the bottom of the water 100 meters has already reached a very terrifying level. If an open space suddenly appears here, the water will quickly occupy this place. In this process, a very terrifying pressure will be formed around. A small water vortex formed on the surface of the Yangtze River because of the appearance of the Bronze City. However, no one cares about this small change because the danger of the Yangtze River is well known. A round blue shield enveloped everyone, isolating the powerful water flow around. The magnificent scenery formed by the surging water can be said to be only visible to the 4 people at this time. Soon the cavity caused by the appearance of the Bronze City was filled with water. After a moment, the bottom of the water fell into silence again. Let's go. Several people stepped on the mud and sand at the bottom of the water and walked towards the place where the rock had just broken. After walking less than 100 meters, everyone saw the huge bronze mask. It was so huge and magnificent that it was difficult to create such a huge bronze mask even with current technology. This bronze mask was the gate of the Bronze City. This is the lair of the Dragon King. Chiyodame's eyes were particularly alert because the next thing to do was to enter the Dragon King's lair. The Dragon King's lair would have some pure-blooded dragon guards. If they did not carry powerful thermal weapons, even a mixed blood would not be a match for these dragon guards. Old Tang looked at the huge bronze mask, and many images flashed through his mind. Familiar, too familiar. But the memory in his mind quickly disappeared, and this feeling made Old Tang very uncomfortable. To open the Bronze City, you need a key. You need dragon blood of sufficient purity. But for the owner, home can be returned at will. Old Tang stepped on the rocky ground and stroked the huge bronze mask. I'm back. Even Old Tang himself didn't know why he said this. The bronze stone door seemed to feel the call of the owner and slowly opened its mouth. He was welcoming the return of his master. Nibelungen has waited for its owner. Seeing the huge bronze mask open its mouth, Old Tang was slightly stunned. I did it? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 96, Brother. Alchemy is mysterious and powerful. Norton, the king of bronze and fire, is the most proficient dragon king in alchemy among the 4 kings. This is the power brought by his position. He has absolute control over metals. The huge bronze mask is the crystallization of mysterious alchemy, containing spirit and wisdom. This huge mask is a living thing. Now it is celebrating the return of its creator, its master. The huge door opened. "Let's go, Old Tang, I'll visit your home." Lu Mingfei came to Old Tang and patted his shoulder. Old Tang hesitated for a moment, but still entered the bronze door. Xiao Yan followed behind everyone. As soon as he entered the bronze ancient city, the image of a child flashed through Old Tang's mind. The child was wearing ancient costumes, with innocence and reluctance to leave his relatives in his eyes. "Brother, will you eat me?" "Yes." Old Tang shook his head and temporarily suppressed the vague memory in his mind. Go deep inside. Surrounded by dense gears. This is the mechanism for controlling the bronze city. This mechanical technology belongs to a kind of alchemy. It is hard to imagine that this technology existed thousands of years ago. Technology is power, Lu Mingfei said as he looked at the mechanical gears around him. Jiang Nan nodded. In the dragon world, the most powerful nuclear bomb weapon was created by the hybrids using alchemy. Those famous scientists are all powerful hybrids. Lu Mingfei did not deny that the history of the dragon world is almost entangled with the dragon race. What a magnificent mechanical alchemy technology. It is rumored that the alchemy technology of the Bronze and Fire Kings has already reached a level that no one can compare to. They even created machines that can fly in the air thousands of years ago. Xiao Yan said involuntarily. As a high-level hybrid, she knows a lot of secrets and rumors about dragons and hybrids. Passing through the field of alchemy machinery, everyone came to the palace. The dome of the palace was engraved with beautiful patterns, and the patterns were intertwined to form a giant tree. World Tree. It is rumored that in Norse mythology, the Black King Nidhogg ate the World Tree. The branches and leaves of the World Tree are engraved with dense dragon patterns. That is the text of the dragon race. Old Tang looked up and found that, although he could not read the words, he could understand their meaning. There were several snake-headed statues around the palace, and the size of the statues was about the same as a person's height. These statues were also the product of alchemy, and staring at them for a long time would cause hallucinations. Xiao Yan reached out and touched the statue. This was her first time in the Dragon King's lair, and she had no idea of any potential dangers. The eyes of the snake-shaped statue seemed to be reflecting light. Xiao Yan's pupils shrank, because in her eyes the statue came alive. A python with its mouth wide open bit a neck. "Calm down," Lu Mingfei shouted coldly. Xiao Yan only felt her head shaking, as if she had just woken up, and the snake-shaped statue in front of her turned into stone again. The dragon pattern carved here will cause an illusion to the hybrids, similar to the awakening spiritual vision of the hybrids, Lu Mingfei said calmly. Except for Xiao Yan, the other 3 were not affected at all. This made Xiao Yan look very weak. "Let's go. The gate should be closed." As they continued to move forward, the gate of the Bronze City closed. They locked everyone inside. The dragon pattern on the dome of the palace recorded the map of this ancient Bronze City. It's just that ordinary hybrids can't interpret this kind of text at all. Even with the best equipment and the best researchers, it will take 10 years to interpret these texts. Of course, for the real dragons, one look will tell. Everyone continued to move forward without touching the surrounding mechanisms. Passing through layers of roads, the group avoided various mechanisms and finally came to the Dragon King's bedroom. This is the real nest of the Dragon King. The guards of the Dragon Clan are here to guard their master's eggs. Old Tang is so familiar with everything here. Is this really my home? The 7 deadly sins should be where Constantine's eggs are, Lu Mingfei said, and then glanced at Old Tang. After seeing his most familiar brother, Old Tang is likely to awaken Norton's memory, although not the furious Norton. But the Dragon King is very proud. He may not allow a little mouse like a hybrid to appear in his bedroom. It will be a fierce battle then. There was a flash of teasing and interest in Jiang Nan's eyes, as if Father Mappo saw the passing of life. It will be interesting next. Because of the closed nature of the Bronze Ancient City, no water flows in here. It still maintains the posture of 1,000 years ago. The magnificent, tall and majestic palace is full of various dangerous mechanisms. Fortunately, everyone came here as guests and hosts, not invaders. Looking at the huge Dragon King's bedroom, Chiyoda was really stressed. She brought a short knife and a small pistol. A Dragon King guard could kill her. Mingfei looked at the majestic palace and began to walk around. The others were similar. Under the perception of Mingfei's spiritual sense, he felt that something seemed to be beating. It was a majestic vitality. But this vitality was still sleeping, just like the monster in his body. Found it. A half-human-sized brass pot was held in Mingfei's hand. Constantine, who represented power, was sleeping inside. But Constantine had not yet hatched. Xiao Yan came to the highest step of the hall, and he looked at the rectangular weapon box placed on the copper pillar of the hall. This is the 7 deadly sins. Not bad. It's quite good as a weapon for Mingfei now. These are the 7 weapons that can kill the Dragon King made by the Dragon King Norton using the highest alchemy technology. These weapons can also be used as a tool to evaluate bloodline. Because the purer the dragon blood of the hybrid, the more weapons can be pulled out 10 minutes later. Everyone gathered in the hall again. Xiao Yan held the 7 deadly sins, and Mingfei held a brass pot. Chiyoda held some copper pieces from thousands of years ago, which seemed to record some dragon characters. Old Tang lowered his head slightly, and a sense of deja vu that he couldn't explain kept appearing in his mind. The good show is about to begin. Xiao Yan smiled slightly and raised the 7 deadly sins in his hand. Mingfei looked at the brass pot in his hand. Old Tang, I found your brother, but he is not born yet. Chiyoda didn't know why he had a strong sense of crisis in his heart. This is the Dragon King's bedroom. Of course, the Dragon King is sleeping there. When the Dragon King is sleeping, there must be dragon guards. Guess what will happen if you take the master away? Chapter 97 got up in seconds and came back to life. Roar. An angry roar came from the Dragon King's palace. As a guard of the Dragon Clan, his master was actually taken away by humans. For the Dragon Clan, this is a shame. There were many dark shadows, and mysterious dark shadows were entangled on the bronze pillars above the dome. Dragon Clan. 15 meters long, and weighing more than 50 tons, the black scales were layered like rocks, and the fins on both sides of the body were flapping like wings. The eyes were full of anger. The angry roar kept echoing in the Dragon King's bedroom. It was so terrifying. Even Chiyoda couldn't help but take 2 steps back. This is a pure-blooded Dragon Clan, and an adult guard of the Dragon King. Maybe underwater bombs can't hurt it. This is not only a gap in strength, but also a gap in wisdom. Adult pure-blooded Dragon Clan, wisdom is no less than that of cunning hunters. There was no fear on Xiao Yan and Mingfei's faces. Instead, Old Tang was frightened and panicked, hiding behind Mingfei's body. Oh my god. Is this thing of Leolua a dragon? It's too damn scary. Mingfei rolled his eyes. You are the Dragon King, and you still have the nerve to say that. And there is an even more terrifying dragon being sleeping nearby. Samson. A second-generation species at the peak of adulthood, second only to the Dragon King Norton. The wings of the Dragon King's guards kept flapping, and it was completely invisible that they seemed to be fish fins. The black dragon scales rubbed against the bronze pillars, making a crackling sound. This is a sign before the attack. When attacking, snake creatures will coil their bodies, stretch their spines in an instant, and their entire bodies will quickly pop forward. That is not a speed that can be captured by the naked eye. This 15-meter long dragon guard is doing exactly this. It is squeezing its muscles with its terrifying spine, ready to eject at any time. He got up. A black shadow fell from the sky. The terrifying giant mouth opened wide, and the dense and sharp yellow teeth were stacked like a meat grinder. Is it going to swallow everyone in one breath? Chiyoda quickly pulled out a gun from her waist. Pa, pa, pa. The bullets fired from the pistol could not penetrate the black scales of the dragon guard. Only a few sparks appeared on the black shadow, and finally it rushed towards the crowd without slowing down. Xiao Yan stretched out a finger. He waved it forward. A ray of light flashed. The upper and lower jaws of the dragon guard were separated, completely separated. Not only that, the terrifying force quickly extended backwards, directly splitting its entire body into 2. and the incision was very smooth, and the two parts of the body were very symmetrical. It was like the world's top art master. It rose and then was killed in seconds. Looking at the dragon guard who was completely split into two halves from head to tail, Xiao swallowed his saliva. The dragon guard who could not even be hurt by bullets was simply cut in half. Then what about people? It should be easier. Jiang Nan scratched his head in embarrassment. Oh, I think I accidentally crushed a reptile just now. Lu Mingfei was very helpless. He was confident that he could kill this dragon guard, but he thought he couldn't do it so simply and artistically. The blood stained the ground. The dragon guard, which was completely divided into two, gradually died. Jiang Nan touched his chin at this time. Do you think it's not good for us to kill his security guard at Old Tang's house? Lu Mingfei had never thought about this question. After all, in his eyes, the only person he wanted to save was Old Tang. Resurrection. Jiang Nan snapped his fingers. It was as if time was going backwards. The blood flowed back into the body, and the two bodies that were divided into two halves were pieced together. The next second, the golden pupils opened. It's alive again. Roar. As soon as it was resurrected, the dragon guard twisted its body and turned into a black shadow to attack everyone. The next second, it was divided into 108 sections. The size of each section was exactly the same. Another work of art. This security guard is a bit too much. Jiang Nan waved his hand and resurrected the dragon guard. Then he got up again and was killed again and then resurrected again. Xiao Yan didn't expect that the legendary extremely powerful and proud dragons would be manipulated by Jiang Nan like a toy in his hand. Jiang Nan seemed to enjoy this feeling. Until he got tired of playing, Jiang Nan directly pulled out the spine of the dragon guard. Look at the 15-meter spine sword. Jiang Nan smiled and waved the spine in his hand. The smooth and flat spine is the hardest and most resilient bone of the dragon guard. It can be said that this 50-ton 15-meter long body can move freely and perform various difficult movements because of this 15-meter spine. The 15-meter spine is like an enlarged sword, and the fins on the bony tail are as sharp as the tip of the sword. Jiang Nan seemed to have got a favorite toy and started to play with the sword. The flesh on the spine was shaved very cleanly, without a trace. Mingfei, do you want to play? Lu Mingfei waved his hand to show that he didn't have that special hobby, using someone's spine as a weapon. It always feels so perverted. Jiang Nan made another sword flower. I'm the king of the mad kings, Li Hualang. If I get mad, I can even kill Fu Shengshan with madness. Brother Huge, I will accept your spine sword. I will come to save you when I achieve great success in cultivation. San King, you dog traitor. Brother Huge, I'm not scolding you, I'm scolding your future self. Don't be angry. Yi Donglei, you said you are the great Nuo. I believe it. I'm the heart of the great success in cultivation. I believe you are the great Nuo. Lu Mingfei shook his head helplessly. Stop playing, group leader. Old Tang seems to be a little bit wrong. On the other side, Old Tang was confused while holding his brother's bronze pot. Various pictures always flashed through his mind. That was Norton's memory. Norton and Constantine were once in the Dragon King's palace. It's just that Norton, the elder brother, was born first. Then, probably because of Lu Ming's trick, Norton did not awaken his memory, but drifted to the other side of the ocean. Then he was taken in by a Chinese family in the United States 20 years later. He became a bounty hunter. Then he stepped onto the stage built by Lu Ming's. It also started from here. The Dragon Kings who had never died for thousands of years began to die one by one. Jiang Nan pointed the spine sword in his hand at Liu Tang. Stupid monster, I can see at a glance that you are not a human. Ha 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 ha. Zio you are confused again. Liu Tang really couldn't tell at this time. Norton's memory began to awaken after seeing his younger brother. This is his most beloved younger brother, the younger brother he was unwilling to devour until his death. The memory of the Dragon King was mixed with the memory of Liu Tang. He didn't know whether he was the Dragon King Norton or the human Liu Tang. Can't tell, can't tell. Chapter 98, he believed. Old Tang raised his head, his eyes full of confusion. Looking at everyone, his pupils had turned golden. The 1000-year memory of Dragon King Norton was crushing his 20-year memory. Haha, this Zinsu is really funny. He believed it. He believed it. Jiangnan suddenly laughed, as if a scam had succeeded. But old Tang couldn't tell at all. He couldn't tell whether he was a dragon king or a human. Personality shaped by memory. Brother? Constantine in the bronze jar seemed to feel the breath of his closest person, and he was calling his closest person. As everyone knows, in the 1,000 years of loneliness, only the twins accompanied each other on the throne, which also cultivated each dragon king, either brother control or brother control, either sister control or sister control. Old Tang listened to the familiar call, and the memory in his mind became more intense. The pressure of the dragon king began to spread around. Jiudmei knelt down at just a glance. This is the absolute rule of the dragon king over the lower bloodline. Jiangnan put down the spine sword in his hand, as if he was tired of playing, or he saw something more interesting. Thousands of years of memories, too many. Old Tang's memories are like flowers in a dream, the moon in the water, fleeting in the blink of an eye. Dragon King Norton is about to wake up. As if responding to the call of bloodline, a corner of the bronze jar was torn. Innocent pupils peeked out from that corner. Constantine. Old Tang responded slowly. I'm back. This moment should be called Norton. Norton, the king of bronze and fire. The blazing Chunan kept burning on old Tang's body, and dense scales began to grow on human skin. The flames and scales tore the clothes on his body. The fingers were surrounded by dragon armor to form sharp claws, and so were the legs. The height of nearly 1.8 meters was raised to 2 meters. Congratulations. The return of the Dragon King. At this time, Norton was in the form of half man and half dragon, and the temperature of the surface of his skin had already exceeded that of ordinary people by several times. Even the surrounding air was burned and distorted. Jiudmei was trembling all over, and the Dragon King Norton was only a few steps away from her. She had never observed the Dragon King so closely. At this time, old Tang no longer existed. In Norton's eyes, these people were thieves, and rats who broke into his bedroom. Damn it. Go to hell. Norton just waved his hand slightly, and a huge flame explosion exploded directly under the feet of everyone. Junyan, this is the Dragon King level Junyan. Mingfei waved his hand, and the spiritual power turned into a shield to surround himself. Jiangnan slapped Junyan away like slapping a fly. The little friend just woke up, and is a little irritable. You need a spanking. Jiangnan took a step forward, and came to Norton in an instant, gently extending his fingers. Facing the blazing flames, he flicked Norton's head, as if flicking his head. Then half of the Dragon King Norton's body disappeared. Mingfei. Jiudmei. Jiangnan clapped his hands and didn't care. The half of the body wrapped in flames gradually fell into silence. The black dragon armor began to disappear. No, brother. Constantine, who witnessed his brother's death, let out a shrill howl. He was born. The bronze pot began to melt. A petite figure appeared. Black hair and black pupils, with a childish and somewhat cute face. Only at this moment, his face was full of twisted anger. Constantine, who represents power, can activate the strongest fire spirit. That is enough to turn the entire city into ashes. Roar. Jiangnan seemed to have not seen the angry Constantine, and still had a smile on his face. It is clear that the twins on the dragon throne can only become complete kings by eating each other, and they know each other, but they have not done so for thousands of years. Maybe it's because of family affection. The feelings of the dragon clan are really quite contradictory. Jiangnan stretched out his hand. Constantine was emitting hot flames all over his body, and his skin was shining red like the lines on magma. The temperature around him was constantly rising. The air was twisting. The oxygen was evaporating. Constantine is about to activate the Candle Dragon. This is a top-level fire-type word spirit. Anger has made this child lose his mind. If the Candle Dragon is activated, the entire Bronze City will be reduced to ashes in an instant. The Yangtze River will also boil due to the high temperature. Dragon characters and dragon language appear. Constantine is using the word spirit. Jiudmei is really about to cry at this time. Her intuition tells her to run quickly. Never come back. But she can't run away. The range covered by the Candle Dragon is very wide. Are you going to die? Jiudmei couldn't help but despair. The next moment Jiangnan dodged and slapped Constantine in the face. The word spirit Candle Dragon was interrupted. Half of Constantine's body was gone. A pair of brothers were lying on the ground neatly with only half of their bodies left. Chiudmei opened her mouth and looked at Xiao Yan. Am I dazzled? This is the Dragon King. Mingfei was also confused at this time. Group leader, you won't kill them all. Xiao Yan waved his hand to indicate that he had not. Don't worry, the skeleton and body structure of the dragon race are different from those of humans, so they won't die. We just let them calm down. Mingfei expressed his disbelief. But the group leader and the others seem to be dead. I guarantee with my personal integrity that they will not die. Even if they die, I can revive them. Mingfei's mouth twitched a little. Okay, that's enough. Now the two brothers should have calmed down. We must understand that the best way to communicate with idiots is to make them understand what you say. Confucius once said that we should win people over with virtue. Xiao Yan came to the two half bodies. Then a green light flashed at the tip of his finger. The vigorous vitality was injected into the bodies of the two dragon kings. Half of the body began to grow wildly. In less than 2 seconds, the Bronze and Fire Kings, Norton and Constantine, were restored to their original state, but they closed their eyes at this time, as if they were asleep. Then Norton's body began to twitch, as if he was having a nightmare. In an instant, Norton opened his eyes. His eyes were full of fear and anger. He dreamed that his brother died in front of his eyes, and turned into a dragon bone cross. No. The eternal scorching flames enveloped Norton's body, but unfortunately he didn't have the time to transform into a dragon. Looking at Constantine beside him, Norton hugged him tightly. No, I can't lose you. Constantine slowly woke up and felt the breath of his brother, and the anger in his eyes disappeared. Brother, I knew you wouldn't abandon me. Constantine, I will never abandon you. The two dragon kings with flames burning on their heads hugged each other. Xiao Yan spoke lightly. Look, if we kill them once, they will calm down. What a good idea. Chapter 99. Binding. Mingfei looked at Xiao Yan with a smile. What should we do next? Xiao Yan seemed to have thought of many interesting ideas. Don't worry, the show has just begun. Now Constantine and Norton have both awakened. The twin dragon kings, one represents power, the other represents strength. Have you finished reminiscing about the past? Xiao Yan came in front of the two dragon kings with a very sunny and happy smile on his face. Norton was about to get angry, and the scene of his and his brother's death flashed in his mind. Who are you? I'm ordinary, just an immortal. You should have my memory in your mind. After all, you are also Old Tang. Xiao Yan. Norton uttered 2 words, and then Old Tang's memory came up. Before, Norton's memory suppressed Old Tang's memory. Old Tang's 20 years of memory were covered by Norton's memory, so Norton didn't recognize everyone for a while. But now Norton remembered Old Tang's memory again. You are the one who woke us up. What do you want to do? Norton protected Constantine in his arms. He looked like a hen protecting her calf. Just now, both of them had been to the gates of hell. It's very simple. I want to ask you a simple question. Are you Norton or Old Tang? Norton said directly. I'm Norton, the king of bronze and fire. As he spoke, Norton's eyes flashed with unparalleled domineering. This is the pride of being a dragon king. Mingfei's eyes flashed a hint of gloom. Although he had expected such a result, when this result appeared, Mingfei was still very uncomfortable. Is that so? That's easy. Xiao Yan had a very happy and joyful smile on his face, and a rope appeared in his hand at some point. The rope shone with light and looked very extraordinary. Norton seemed to sense the danger, and the temperature around him began to rise again. Xiao Yan swung the rope in his hand like a man lassoing a horse, and then put it directly around Norton's neck. In an instant, the heat around him disappeared. Norton's words were sealed. Then the scales on his body began to gradually disappear, and his 2-meter body gradually began to shrink. Xiao Yan sealed all of Norton's power. He was forced to transform into the human Old Tang. Then Xiao Yan pulled hard. Norton only felt a huge force acting on him, and he was directly pulled out. Brother. Constantine stretched out his hand, trying to grab his brother. The next moment Xiao Yan lightly tapped his finger. Constantine's power was also sealed. It seemed that he was deprived of his unskilled power, and Constantine fell directly to the ground. Constantine. Norton struggled to pounce on Constantine, but his tiny power was of no use at all, and he could only watch Constantine go away. Hehe. Jiangnan felt like a supervillain, having a lot of fun. Brother, let my brother go. Constantine stood up with difficulty, his eyes full of sadness. Lu Mingfei looked at the two brothers who had a deep brotherly love. He looked at the group leader with a smirk on his face. Why do I feel like I'm a bad guy? Chiudmei didn't expect such a dramatic scene to appear in the Dragon King's lair. I can't find words to describe my feelings at this moment. Jiangnan lifted Norton up and tied him to the bronze pillar. He tied him round and round. Even the traffickers were not so professional. After tying him up, he clapped his hands and admired his masterpiece very much. I ask you again, are you Norton or Liao Tang? Norton said without hesitation. Liao Tang doesn't exist at all. I'm the Dragon King Norton. Jiangnan nodded. I like your unruly look. There was once a red-haired dog with 9 tails that was also so unruly. Brother. Constantine gradually adapted to his powerless body. Looking at his tied brother, he rushed out without hesitation. He wanted to protect his brother. In front of the bronze pillar, Constantine opened his hands to block the Dragon King Norton. There was a determination in his eyes that he would never give in. Hehe. I'm the protector. Bah. This group leader likes people like you who have deep brotherly love. No. Dragon. Jiangnan, come at me if you dare. Don't attack my brother. Dragon King Norton roared and struggled. But he was like an ant and couldn't resist. It is the human body that affects the wisdom of the Dragon King. Human emotions come from the body's instincts. Dragon King Norton may not have realized that after all his powers were sealed, he was more like a person. The same is true for Constantine. The younger brother who always hid behind his brother finally grew up and knew how to stand in front of his brother. What a deep brotherly love. Jiangnan clapped his hands and appreciated this drama. Under the scorching flames, the clothes on Dragon King Norton's body had long turned to ashes. It was just that Dragon King Norton's instinct made him not care about the clothes on his body. Constantine had just been born, so naturally he had no clothes on his body. Now he has become a human. Without the protection of dragon scales, many things are exposed. Lu Mingfei said in a low voice. I always feel that the group leader's eyes are so perverted. He wouldn't have that kind of perverted hobby. Chiudmei looked at herself and then at Jiangnan. It's possible. He doesn't feel moved even when a beautiful woman, is in front of him. Maybe he is really a gay. Chiudmei couldn't say the next words. Jiangnan turned around and said, the second rule of the employee code for black-hearted bosses is not to say bad things about the boss behind his back. Chiudmei. After Jiangnan saw his employee shut up, he turned around and showed a bad uncle smile again. Little friend. Relax, uncle will take you to see the goldfish and my cat candy backflips. Lu Mingfei always felt that the group leader was getting more and more perverted and he seemed to be very addicted. Constantine still stood in front of his brother without hesitation. It's a pity that the Dragon King, who is mentally handicapped and has his power sealed, is just a child after all. Jiangnan just hooked his finger slightly and Constantine's body flew out directly. Old Lu, I'll leave this little thing to you. Lu Mingfei looked at the little boy flying towards him. Oh my god, group leader, don't do this suddenly. Then Lu Mingfei caught Constantine steadily. The naked boy started struggling as soon as he was caught. Although the strength was not great, it also made Lu Mingfei flustered for a while. Let me go, let me go. Constantine struggled with his hands and feet. But now Lu Mingfei's body has long surpassed that of ordinary mortals. Even if he doesn't use spiritual power, the strength of his arms is thousands of pounds. Quiet, quiet. Don't worry, your brother will be fine. Constantine couldn't listen at all and was still struggling frantically. Lu Mingfei could only use a simple confinement method to immobilize Constantine, whose power was sealed. Chapter 100, Human Nature. Lu Mingfei is not a pervert, and he doesn't have that kind of perverted hobby. Lu Mingfei took off his coat and put it on the immobilized Constantine. Constantine could only stare blankly. Jiangnan nodded with satisfaction and then looked at the Dragon King Norton who was trapped on the bronze pillar. Hehe, you're the only one left next. Jiangnan took out 2 toothpaste-like things from his pocket. Lu Mingfei saw that the thing was very familiar. Isn't that the spicy sauce we had when we ate skewers at the street stall before? Jiang Nan smiled slightly. Hehe. Are you going to tell me or not? Then he poked the opening of the spicy sauce into the nostrils of the Dragon King Norton. Lu Mingfei covered his eyes. He always felt that Jiang Nan was playing on purpose. Are you going to tell me or not? After all kinds of training, torture, education, the Dragon King Norton seemed to have been broken. After all, the human body is too fragile. What are you going to tell me? Why don't you ask me? Jiang Nan turned his head in confusion. Didn't I ask? Lu Mingfei spread his hands. Jiao Mei also spread his hands. Sorry. Jiang Nan scratched his head. Tell me, where did you hide old Tang? Dragon King Norton's face flushed. Obviously he was hurt. I'm also old Tang. Who are you kidding? Jiang Nan slapped him directly. In addition to the brain, the body also records the memory. Sometimes the body can do something faster than the brain, which is the body memory. At this time, after Dragon King Norton became a human, old Tang was the dominant personality. It's just that Norton has too many memories. It makes it difficult for the human personality to distinguish them for a while. But after Jiang Nan's training, he distinguished them. Old Tang with a human personality is flexible, not as arrogant as Dragon King Norton. The moment he gave in, he was the human old Tang. If the flowers in the dream and the moon in the water are just a fleeting illusion, but if this illusion persists, then the flowers in the dream and the moon in the water may not be less real. In the face of absolute power, all miracles and incredible things may happen. The seal left by Jiang Nan is not that simple. Old Tang felt very wronged. I'm really old Tang. Jiang Nan looked unconvinced. How do you prove it? I have never beaten you in StarCraft. Jiang Nan was stunned and suddenly smiled. Well, I believe it a little bit. I said I would treat you to a big meal in the United States. Old Tang continued. Jiang Nan nodded. Well, I believe it more than half. Old Tang thought hard and then spoke. When we drink, I will worship you as my big brother and let you teach me skills. Big brother is me. Jiang Nan pretended to be very surprised, and his acting skills can be called the king of outings. Little brother, you should have said it earlier. If I had known that you had become old Tang, how could I abuse you so much? Don't blame me. The ropes that bound old Tang disappeared instantly. Old Tang fell directly from the bronze pillar. At the moment of falling, Jiang Nan held his arms. Little brother, big brother, little brother, big brother. This moment was like the three sworn brothers in Xiao Yan. The two held each other's arms. Lu Mingfei looked at the rapidly changing plot and couldn't keep up with the train of thought for a while. Mingfei, let my little brother's brother go. From today on, my little brother's brother is my brother. Jiang Nan's eyes were full of enthusiasm. Lu Mingfei waved his hand and took back the imprisonment technique. Constantine rushed to Liao Tang the moment he was free. Brother. At this time, Liao Tang had already merged with Norton's memory. It was just that human nature took the lead, so he was Liao Tang. Constantine. There was a smile on Liao Tang's lips. Human family affection was the deepest bond. Wait, put on some clothes first. Liao Tang suddenly stopped. Even if the two naked men were brothers, it would be very awkward if they hugged each other. Not to mention that there was a very sexy and beautiful girl at the scene. Xiao Mei had already seen everything that should and should not be seen. And this farce is now completely over. Constantine tilted his head, his eyes full of innocence. Old Tang could only sigh helplessly. Jiang Nan inserted the spine sword back into the body of the Dragon King Guard. The freed Dragon King Guard knelt beside Old Tang. It seemed that he was reporting his incompetence and crimes to his king. It's not your fault. Continue to guard the Bronze City. Old Tang said to the Dragon King Guard very seriously. At this moment, it seemed as if the Dragon King Norton appeared. After receiving the new order, the Dragon King Guard quickly disappeared into the darkness. You continue to sleep here too, Samson. The eyes in the darkness slowly closed. Several heads suddenly appeared in the Yangtze River basin, and it was still in the turbulent area. But these few people who showed their heads seemed not to be affected by the undercurrent, and began to swim slowly towards the shore. Then they went ashore one by one. After going ashore, Lu Mingfei wrapped the 7 deadly sins with clothes, and carried them on his back. Jiang Nan followed closely behind, and there was no water stain on his body. Old Tang also pulled his brother Constantine ashore. Chiudmei followed at the end. After leaving Bronze City, Chiudmei breathed a sigh of relief. What she witnessed was too dangerous. The Dragon King was furious, and she died with just a word. As soon as she got ashore, Chiudmei heard her black-hearted boss speak. "May, book a few hotels. We had a lot of fun today. Have a good sleep and continue tomorrow." This black-hearted boss would not miss any opportunity to exploit her. Okay. Chiudmei could only say this word with frustration. It was late at night and many places were closed, so a nanny was needed at this time. Chiudmei took out her waterproof mobile phone and called the potato chip girl Suenxi. Just when she wanted to scold him, her boss was so black-hearted. Then she thought of Article 2 of the Employee Code of Conduct. Don't say bad things about your boss. Potato chip girl, help me book a few hotels. If you want to see me again, hurry up. I just came out of the Dragon King's palace today and was scared to death. Its long legs. You've worked hard. Ha 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 ha. I heard that your new boss is super dark. You have to work overtime in the middle of the night. The girl's brisk laughter came from the phone. Chiudmei felt a headache. Anyway, help me book a few hotels. We are located here at the Three Gorges Dam. By the way, prepare a few sets of men's clothes. As one of the three nannies prepared by Loomings for Mingfei, Suenxi is not strong in combat ability, but she can be said to be a genius among geniuses in making money and doing business. As we all know, money is not omnipotent, but without money is absolutely impossible. Chapter 100 and Chapter 99 were posted in reverse. I will find the editor-in-chief to see if it can be adjusted. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.